Winnipeg Jets, and now that 8th-ranked power play in the National Hockey League will go to work.
Crosby for hooking. Power play number 1 for the Jets. 3:39 the time of the penalty. Velarde from Morrissey and Shifley, and then Lambert from Ford and Cole Koepke. Your 2 goals early on. Winnipeg will get a chance to add on with a power play that's operating 8th best in the league. Iafallo on a face-off win. Put it to the near side. Morrissey for Shifley. Back for Morrissey into where the slot. Velarde for Shifley back out in front. And it ticked off a skate of Parker Weatherspoon. Grabbed by Pittsburgh and sent all the way down the ice.
Yeah, lots of pressure from the Penguins on Winnipeg. Anybody that had the puck in that offensive zone there, Pittsburgh really not letting Winnipeg's power play get set up and get moving that thing.
Morrissey onto the far side for Connor. Bumped off the puck. Dewar will try to grab it, does, and he'll wrist it all the way down the ice.
Yeah, that's something we haven't really seen is a penalty killer on Winnipeg's kind of step up right on Kyle Connor there to take away that space.
Side, center ice. Connor across the line. Put it back for Morrissey. Trying to rim it around. Intercepted by Ryan Shea. Pitched off the glass and sent all the way down the ice. 15-20 remaining in the opening period. 2-0 Winnipeg. 1 minute to go in the penalty for hooking to Sidney Crosby. Winnipeg on the far side. Swiftly through that neutral ice. Nemesnikov and across the line. Nemesnikov passes off toward the corner. Here for Pearson. Ridden out into toward the corner. 4 players will take up the fight. There on the periphery is Nita Ryder trying to take it out of some skates. 3 Jets, 3 Penguins. They're still scrumming forward to the near side corner. Still battling forward. Squirts up along the boards. Kept alive here by Nita Ryder. A little bit of help from Nemesnikov. Paddled around by on the far side for Taves. And he missed that. And it popped off and sticking out towards center ice. Quick regrouping. Here comes Winnipeg again. Pionk across the line. Nita D in the far side for Taves. Up top for Pionk. Pionk sways away from some traffic. Dances the line. Put it to the far side for Taves. Taves back for Pionk. Locked and loaded. He hit the post with a slap shot. It went off the goaltender's stick and then off the post. Cleared toward the line. Taves can't hold it. And again, it bounced back out towards center ice. Lead pass for Taves from Pionk. Too far for him. Penalty is over. Crosby's out of the penalty box. Jets are 0 for 1 with the man advantage. And the Penguins are back to full strength to the near side. Hollander will play back inside his own zone for Carlson. Far side for Shea. Shea maneuvers out towards center ice for Philip Hollander. Had knocked off the puck. He'll fight forward at center ice again. Push it back inside his own zone. Brunick onto the far side for Crosby. And he'll just whip it down inside that Winnipeg end. Comrie goes after it. The goaltender will play it and leave it back for Stanley. He had some problems. Came back toward the line. Winnipeg can't get it out. Shot from the point. Blocked in front. Shortly after it goes Koepke. He'll come away with the puck. 3-on-2 for Winnipeg at center ice. Koepke, headman pass across the line. Lambert on the far side for Koepke. And a good active stick by Owen Pickering to knock that away. And the St. Adol product will get it out to center ice in his first NHL game in Winnipeg. Is Owen Pickering. Second game against the Jets he played.
Day. Tomasino sends it rink wide to Mantha. He has to play it off the wall on the far side. And Tomasino with a hard check of Velarde into the boards. Penguins keep it alive. Here's Lozada. Wrister doesn't get through traffic. Loose puck. Swatted at by Comrie, but stuffed out. That's the first technical shot on goal for the Penguins today. They trail 2-0 with 12.5 to play in this first.
I don't know if it got blocked on the way in. They have not given them, now they give him a shot now, but that was a great chance with Lozada, fresh body off the bench.
Another wrister from Mantha, but a pad save from Comrie. Jets are back into the Penguin zone. Shifley, far side of the trapezoid. Now he takes it over to the near side, down to the corner, up to the circle, to the point for Pionk. Cross ice, one-timer coming, didn't get through traffic. Tomasino broke his stick.
Yep.
High slot, it's a shot coming. Stanley doesn't get through traffic over to the far side. Tomasino still without a stick right now. He actually races over to the bench to get one. Jets still with him in the Penguin zone behind Shilov's net. Blake Lizotte slowing things down to Alex Iafallo, the former LA King. Jets still have it. Near point Stanley. Downstairs to the corner for Shifley. We'll bring it up to the point. Now to the high slot. Over to Pionk. He risks one. Doesn't get through traffic. Loose puck taken by Carlson. Carlson will try to shake the defense of Iafallo. He finally gets it to Letang. Penguins get a change. They're down 2-0 with 11.5 to go. Taves just stole the puck away from Letang, set up Iafallo, but he missed on a one-timer right in the slot, point-blank shot.
Goodness gracious, what a chance that was. That is a bullet dodged by the Penguins.
Penguins now in the Jets zone as Achari cranks it around the boards to the far side for Wotherspoon. Plays it off the wall, down to the corner for Kindle. Swap back up to Wotherspoon to the point for Connor Dewar. He risks one, doesn't get past Iafallo. Brunick keeps it onside. Yes, he does. Down to the corner. Kindle with a feed to Dewar. He'll play it in behind the net. Carry a one-handed turnaround shot, didn't get through traffic. Jonathan Taves pitches it up to the point. Parker Wotherspoon stops it, keeps it onside. Back down to the far corner for Achari. Muscles it up along the wall. Take it to the point, backhands it, trying to get it down deeper, but it was broken by Scheifele. Held on to by Kindle. He'll play it to the near boards to himself. Now keeps hold of it, swings it around the boards to Hollander, bursting into the zone far corner. Down to the goal line. Trying to get a pick from Kindle, but couldn't. The Jets steal the puck away. They chip it up to the neutral zone. It's pawed down by Brunick. 10.5 to go in this first. Penguins down 2-0. Brian Russ, a centering pass, loose puck. Crosby to Hollander. They try to jam it home, and Comrie on top of it with the stop and freezes it with 10:27 to go in the first period. A 2-0 lead for the Jets. They scored 2 goals on 3 shots. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news, the Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. GetGo, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bork. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Together with the Penguins, PPG increases access to free STEM education through the annual Science at Play and Sticks and STEM events at PPG Paints Arena. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win. Welcome back to Winnipeg, Canada Life Center. Penguins trail the Jets 2-0. Hey, when America needs a power play, EQT delivers, fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. liquid natural gas from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Well, the Penguins have had a little bit more momentum lately. They're now out shooting Winnipeg 4-3, but again, the Jets scoring 2 of their first 3 shots as Erik Karlsson sends a flat shot that bounced through some traffic and over the net. Penguins trying to keep it alive in the Jets zone. Brian Rust on the near side sends it down to the corner for Crosby. Snapped up top to Wotherspoon. Down to Karlsson. Centering pass off the skate as Rust jams one home. Bouncing puck in front of the crease, and the Jets clear it out to the neutral zone.
There's no stick for Tanner Pearson. So it's kind of 5 against 4.5, and now Pearson sprints to the bench to get a 1.
The Penguins are trying to push it back into the Jets zone quickly, but couldn't do it just quickly enough. One of the officials holding Pearson's stick at the moment on the far side. 9:50 to go in the first period. Winnipeg leads 2-0. A line drive shot on net right to Artur Shilovs with a glove save. They'll drop it down to Parker Wotherspoon, who puts it up ahead to Brian Rust.
See what you did there. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, consolidating things, but not quite the credit to the right guy. Koivunen keeps it alive. Far boards. Pickering a drive. Saved by Comrie. Over to the far corner as Koivunen tried to shovel it up along the boards. Raced down by Brad Lambert, who scored his first NHL goal in this game. Pickering couldn't slow it down to the neutral zone. Loose puck in the Penguins end that Chris Letang had to race down. Kindle chips it out to center ice. It's pulled away by Novak. Drags it over the Jets line in the high slot. Rister doesn't get through. Kindle plays it off the near corner. Sends it deep to Koivunen. Played up along the near wall. Kindle again at the half boards. Down to Novak. Bottom of the near circle. Curls around in the circle. Shot fired. Saved by Comrie. So make it 7 saves for the Winnipeg goaltender so far tonight, but a 2-0 lead for the Jets. About 9 minutes to go in this first period.
Hard to remember the last time we were here.
It was a bit ago, but a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it was on October the 20th. And the home team won 6-3. Sorry, that's my fault. We got to go to break. Let's go to break. When we come back, I'll tell you all about it. Penguins are down 2-0 to the Winnipeg Jets. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, brought to you by S&T Bank.
If your fantasy football team is trapped in the upside down, Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio can help.
The truth is out there. You just got to make the playoffs, and then you can make a run at that thing regardless of what your seed is.
No tricks here. Only treats. Turn your nightmarish season around with the experts of Fantasy Sports Radio.
Sell high after a huge performance. That's where the value is.
On Channel 87 and the Sirius XM app.
Under review. And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it.
Under review with Mick Kerr. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and thus I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Welcome back to Winnipeg. Joe Brand, Phil Bourque. Penguins down 2-0. Finish my thought. That game on October the 20th, the Penguins were up 2-0 in that game. Same scores here right now on goals by Kevin Hayes and Lars Eller. And then Winnipeg was able to mount a serious comeback in the third period. The goaltender of record for Winnipeg was that guy down there to the right, Eric Comrie.
Here's a tumbling puck in front of the crease. Comrie swimming at it, and on the crease is able to keep it out.
Penguins goaltender was Alex Nedeljkovic.
It was his first start of the year, I believe.
It was.
Penguins fight for it along the near half boards. 8:30 to go in this first period. Penguins down 2-0. They're out shooting the Jets 8-4. They've also picked up 8 of the last 9 as this is icing by the Jets.
Well, tonight's Powerball jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $400 million. Yeah, $400 million, so don't forget to play at your local retailer, or you can play online. Pennsylvania lottery proceeds, it benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older, and please play responsibly.
Been a strong push from the Penguins since that second goal coughed up, but damage still done. 2-0 Winnipeg. Pens win another draw in Jet zone. Far corner, it's Carlson trying to jam one home, and Comrie hugging that far post, keeps it out. Still 2-0 Jets with 8:15 to go in the first.
If that last name sounds familiar, it is. Eric Comrie's half-brother, Mike Comrie, finished his career back in the 2010-2011 season. Played 21 games for the Penguins, 1 goal and 6 points. And then Mike Comrie called it a career.
Again, this is the third start for Comrie this season. He's coming off his best year last year in terms of goals against. 239. Penguins can't keep it alive in the Jet zone. Here's Connor with some speed, and the Penguins in near circle fires a shot and a save by Sheloff.
That was on the very tip of the left glove hand of Sheloff. That Kyle Connor, man, he is unbelievable shooting the puck the way he can in full flight.
Scheifele with a centering pass, and Velarde on the doorstep nearly picked up another goal. Pens back in the Jet zone, a little bit awkwardly though. Played off the far wall. Connor Dewar sends it to Sid, who cranks it around the boards to Letang near point. Back down to the corner for Crosby. Chipped over to Dewar, far side. He one-arms it over to the far boards. Now curls around to the high slot, leaves it for Letang. Letang centering pass, sizzled wide of the crease. At the near point.
There's a shot pass by Letang looking for the stick of Achari. Achari had his stick up around his waist. And Letang was not trying to score from there. It was a ridiculous angle. He just wanted Achari to put his stick on the ice and try for the shot pass.
And send it ahead of the neutral zone, down into the Jets end again. 7 minutes to go in this first period. Still 2-0 Winnipeg. Puck pushed down to the far corner. Connor Dewar with a hard check on Hayden Fleury down into the far boards as the Jets clear it out. Into the Penguins' end, it's scooped up by Letang. Blank Lazat, rink wide to Letang. Chipped it back to Brunick. He had a hustle for it, though. Now back over to Brunick. Far side of the neutral zone. Tommy Novak into the Jets' end. Drops it down to the corner. Lazat cranks it around the boards. The near half wall for Brunick. Novak sweeping in, trying to pull the puck away from Niederreiter. As they're still jabbing away at it along that near half wall. It squirts out to Novak, but it gets pinned back along the boards. Now shoveled out. The Jets send it deep in behind Comrie's net. Over to the far side for Colin Miller. Chipped up, but not out of the zone just yet. Now the Jets finally get it out to the neutral zone. Penguins take it back. Novak with the U-turn over the Jets logo. Now over the Jets line. Kindle near circle. Left up for Ryan Shea. He one-arms it down to the corner. Sweeps it off the end boards to Kindle. Back skating on the far side. Flipped up to Koivunen. He did a nice job of muscling it onside. Novak with a nice move in the circle. Couldn't hang on to it, though. Carlson sends it deep. Keeps it alive along the far wall. Snapped over to Koivunen. Near circle. Wrister. And a save by Comrie. Penguins still with it in behind the net.
That's what Billy Koivunen. He took too much time to get the shot away. You got to get that shot off right away. In the American League, maybe you can get away with that, but not in the bigs.
Parker Ford's without a stick right now for Winnipeg. Penguins still in the Jets zone. Koivunen into the high slot for Wotherspoon. Sends it down to the corner for Novak. Left over for Kindle. Sweeps around the boards to Carlson. Far point. Had some trouble off the boards. Quickly fed it to Novak down to the near corner. As the Jets are still without one stick right now in Parker Ford's hands. And he pushes Wotherspoon past the blue line to have the Penguins reset. Mantha quickly back into Winnipeg's zone. Near corner. Curls around and behind the net. Plays it off to the far wall. And Malkin can't keep it alive at the point. Mantha has to rehandle it in the neutral zone again. And in full motion, brought it right back into the Jets' end, but the Penguins are offside.
Yeah, Philip Tomasino. It's a little thing, but it ended up being a big thing. Is the route that he took in the offensive zone, when that puck was bouncing, he went all the way behind the net. That's why he couldn't get out, and it was offside. Where he takes the shorter route, anticipates the bouncing puck leaving the zone, maybe he can get that back to the blue line to eliminate the offside.
Penguins still down by 2. 5 minutes to go in the first period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone. Whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
Hey, Pens fans, it may only be November 1st, but the Black Friday savings have already started. 30% off tickets for Thursday, November 6th against the Washington Capitals and Saturday, November 9th against the LA Kings. Come on out, pack the house for Pittsburgh night. It's presented by U.S. Steel on Thursday and a Sunday matinee puck drop. No code is needed. Get 30% off your tickets at PittsburghPenguins.com today. Penguins trailing Winnipeg 2-0. We're in this first period, 4:40 to go in it. Penguins work it out of their zone as Carlson takes it through center ice into the Jets' end. Down to the near half wall, chips it up to Mantha, that is. Wrister off of Malkin's lower body, never went through though.
Well, Malkin was all by himself in front. And Mantha was just trying to get it there. Unfortunately, it hit Gino right in the backside.
Fight for the puck along the near side. This is a delayed penalty on the Penguins. Jets into the Penguin zone. Wotherspoon with the touch, and Evgeny Malkin's going to go to the box. 2 penalties for the Penguins. One by Sid, now one by Gino.
Yeah, this is really a bad penalty by Evgeny Malkin. You're in the offensive zone. I get you're frustrated, Gino, but you're down 2 early on in the first period. Here's a call.
Pittsburgh number 71, 2 minutes. Slashing.
Yeah, you just can't take that penalty in the offensive zone. It's not necessary. You know, he's battling with the big defenseman there and Logan Stanley, and Gino just let his emotions get the best of him, and he just whacks Stanley. And that's Stanley giving Gino a little bit of a shot in the lower back with a cross check. You know, almost one of those ones where I'm going to go as far as I can and push the envelope, knowing I'm not going to take a penalty. And Gino just turned around and like Paul Bunyan, 2-hand chopped Stanley. That's just a penalty you can't take, man. You're a leader on this team. You can't take that penalty.
Chris Letang clears it down. 4 minutes to go in the first period. Penguins are back on the kill on a slashing penalty from Malkin. They trail 2-0 to Winnipeg. Shifley with some speed over the Penguins line to the far side for Velarde. Across over to Iafallo. Wrister saved by Shilovs, and the Penguins swatted out to the neutral zone.
Good job by Shilovs moving left to right and out. Make a really good positional save on Alex Iafallo.
1:25 to go on the Malkin slashing penalty. Winnipeg gallops in the neutral zone. Connor over the Penguins line. Got broken up. Loose puck sitting. Taken by O'Connor. Shifley in the corner. Up to the point for Morrissey. Snaps it over to Velarde. Back to Morrissey at the point again. The near half wall, Shifley. Morrissey again. High slot this time. Shifley above the near circle. Down to the corner, Velarde. Up to Shifley. To Morrissey, far circle. Connor a drive off the shoulder of Shilovs. Rebound goes up along the near wall, and Shifley just keeps it onside. But now Chris Letang swipes away a pass and will clear it on down. 45 seconds to go on the Penguins PK.
It's the number 8 power play in the league for the Winnipeg Jets. And they can zip it around. They really look for Kyle Connor for that one-timer on the right side of the ice as a left-hand shot.
Penguins 1 for 1 on the PK today. They killed all 3 against Minnesota 2 nights ago. Meanwhile, the Penguins just interrupted in the neutral zone. Winnipeg still has yet to get back into the Penguins' end as Pearson finally gets it over the line, but Carlson pokes it back out. Now Nola Chari whiffs on a dumping attempt, but the Jets still regroup in their own end. 15 seconds to go on the Malkin slashing penalty. Jonathan Taves leaves it over for Nemestikov. Now Pearson into the Penguin zone. Hustles it down the near wall. Achari swipes it away, clears it down again. That should do it for the Penguins penalty. Malkin's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. 2:15 to go in this first period. 2-0 Winnipeg. The Jets are back in the Penguin zone. They chip it down to the corner. Ryan Shea first to get there. Slides it up to Malkin, who punches it down to the near corner for Brunick. Brunick up ahead to Crosby all the way down to the Jets end. Racing after it, Philip Hollander is first to get there far corner. Had to work around the official, though. Can't keep the puck alive at the far wall. Now he does. Drops it down to the corner. DeMello, though, shovels it over to the near side for Winnipeg to Morrissey. Up ahead to Koepke. In between the penalty boxes, he'll dump it down to the Penguins' end. Race to the puck in the near corner. It's pushed out to the far side. Barron swoops in front of Hollander to get a touch of it. Down low to Parker Ford. But the Jets swing it around the boards on the near wall. Up to the point for Stanley. Rink wide to Pion. Wrister wide of the net. Off the end wall to the near half boards. Koepke brings it down to the corner. Shrugged into the wall by Ryan Shea. 1:20 to go in this first period. 2-0 Winnipeg. As Hollander finally pulls it away, got it to Sid, but jumped off his skate. He has a hard time clearing it out of the Jets zone, rather the Penguins zone, as the Jets take it back for to drive, and Shilov's kind of pouncing out of his crouch and the crease to make the stop. 1:07 to go in this first period. Still 2-0 Winnipeg.
Yeah, to be honest with you, yeah, you'd love to see the Penguins get at least one goal here in the last 1:07 of the first, but really, you need to get in the room no worse than down 2 and regroup, come back out with a different energy. We've seen that from the Penguins before, right, Joe?
Yeah.
They've had first periods they were not happy with, and they've been able to make not only the self-evaluations, but also the in-game adjustments.
Well, again, Winnipeg was very good in the first period this year. The second period is where they hit, if you want to call it a lull, but they're still outscoring their opponents 13-12 in the second period. The Jets send it around the boards to the far corner. Letang kicks it out to Achari. Under a minute to go in this first. 2-0 Winnipeg. Owen Pickering up ahead to Tomasino, who taps it down to the Jets end. It's scooped up by DeMello. Against the near corner for Morrissey. Pumped up to the point, all the way out to the neutral zone. Mantha races it down. Gets it over to Malkin. Back skating in his own zone, feeds Letang. Works around Scheifele, snaps it over to Malkin. Far side to Tomasino in the circle. Back to Malkin, far side of the crease. Tries to tuck one home, but it's kept out by Comrie with a left-hand save. Jets break it through to the neutral zone. 25 seconds to go in the period. Winnipeg dumps it down into the Penguins' end. Carlson coughs up the puck. Velarde with a centering pass. They poke at it. Scheifele a sweep and a good poke check from Mantha to prevent him from getting one home. Now Tomasino dumps it down to the Jets' end. 10 seconds to go in the period. 2-0 Winnipeg. Flicked over to the far side for Stanley. He'll send it around the boards. 5 seconds left. DeMello's got it. He'll take his time with it. And with 2 seconds, that'll end the first. So the Jets pick up the first 2 goals, not even 3 minutes in. They scored on 2 of their first 3 shots. The Penguins had some sustained pressure. They put up a good push back, but didn't help themselves with a couple of penalties. And through 20 minutes, they're down 2-0.
Well, that's it. You try to weather the storm and you try to limit the damage, right? 2 goals on the first 3 shots, as you mentioned, Joe, and then 2 power plays for the Jets. You know, the Penguins had some spurts. They had a little bit of a gap in that period, probably about 2 or 3 minutes where it looked like they were really getting something going. They were rolling shifts over. They were getting pucks in deep. They were winning puck battles, but not good enough. You know the Jets are going to come out harder here. This is the last game for them before they go on the road for quite a while, that they're going to ramp their game up, and the Penguins need to get a little more emotionally involved in this one here. They did some good things, but not enough. They've got to come out a lot better here in the second period.
Brian Metzer is standing by. He'll have the first intermission report for us as the Penguins trail the Winnipeg Jets 2-0 through the first period up here in Canada. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Together with our Pledge Impact partners, Davey Tree, Excelitas, Duquesne Light Company, and WM, Penguins Pledge is a commitment to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage, used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. That's pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome into our first intermission report, where the Penguins find themselves down a pair after one period of play in Winnipeg against the Winnipeg Jets. Brian Metzer here with you, and that happened, the first goal happened just 15 seconds into the hockey game. Gabe Velarde scored his 5th of the season from Josh Morrissey and Mark Scheifele. Morrissey put a shot to the goal, Shilos kicked it away, and Gabe Velarde was able to tuck it in on their second shot of the afternoon. On their third shot, they would get another goal. Brad Lambert, his first from Ford and Koepke at 2:43. And from there, the Penguins got their legs under them a little bit. They ended up out shooting the Jets for a stretch, but they were disrupted by having to kill a couple of penalties. Sidney Crosby went to the box at 3:39 for hooking. Evgeny Malkin went at 15:43 for slashing. Both, I thought the Sid call was a little bit light. Maybe wouldn't have been called in another game, but the Gino one was certainly a thing of viciousness as he took a real good swipe at a Winnipeg Jet and spent some time in the box. But they were able to kill both of those off. The shots on goal through the period were 10-8 in favor of the Penguins. And what's interesting about that is, as I mentioned, the Jets were up 3 shots to none at one point with the 2 goals. The Penguins actually outshot the Jets from that point on 10-5, if I'm not mistaken. So not a great period, but only a 2-goal disadvantage. We'll see if they can get themselves back into the hockey game. When we come back, some hockey talk with Adam Gretz. He hasn't joined us for quite a while here on the network. Looking forward to talking to him. You'll hear him and I next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Offices Pittsburgh.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products, and they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit meppi.com/careers.
What's up, Pittsburgh? Brian Rust here, letting you know that I'm bringing back half-off milkshakes to the city of Pittsburgh. That's right, you heard me. Half-off shakes are back at Milkshake Factory when I score a goal. Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and melted hot fudge topped with whipped cream, and of course, a chocolate 17. When I score a goal, come celebrate with me at the Milkshake Factory.
Oh, did you not see that insane play? Why are you on your phone right now?
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out the next move for my business.
Sounds like you can use an extra player on your team.
Yeah, like a business power play.
Well, whenever I use S&T Bank, it feels like they're my team of experts ready to help me score big. You should talk to a banker at S&T to learn more and get all the benefits of having an extra player on the ice.
When it's time to set up a winning strategy, S&T Bank will get you in the game. Stop by a branch today or visit stbank.com/PensRadio to learn more. S&T Bank, member FDIC.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins trail the Jets 2-0 after one period of play in Winnipeg. Brian Metzer back here with you, and very happy to be joined by an old buddy that hasn't been on the air with us in a long time. You know him from Pennsburg, Yard Barker, The Athletic, Bleacher Report, and his Substack, adamgretz.substack.com. AG, welcome back, my friend. How are you doing?
Doing great. Great to be back on with you.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. And just your thoughts. I know it's off to a dubious start today, but I know you are following closely what's been happening with the Penguins this season. And just how do you think Dan Muse has impacted all of this?
Well, it's I don't think anybody really knew what to expect from him this season, because I think he was kind of an unknown. He kind of came out of nowhere in the hiring process, but it's pretty clear he's injected some new life into the team, fresh voice, fresh perspective, fresh system. You don't see as many stretch passes that aren't really going anywhere. There seems to be more. Everything's just done with more purpose right now, and it's all clicking for them.
Yeah, it certainly does appear to be doing that. I thought it was intriguing to see a stat that Bob Grove shared earlier, that the Penguins haven't rotated goaltenders for this long at the start of a season since like 84, 85. What are your thoughts on that spot, having both guys just playing every other game regardless of result?
Well, it's working right now, and I think one of the things that's intriguing about that with Tristan Jarry is we've seen him play really good stretches throughout his career, typically in the first half of seasons. And it's that second half of the season, as it gets closer to the playoffs, where he kind of tends to tail off a little bit.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, is it a workload thing? Is he just getting worn down as the season goes on? I'm kind of intrigued to see how that rotation plays out and what that might do for Tristan Jarry, because I know he's come under fire in Pittsburgh a lot. I know he's had his moments where he hasn't been what they've needed, but it's not like this guy's career has been a total zero here. I mean, he's had moments. He's played in 2 All-Star games. Yeah. Like there's something there with him. And I kind of want to see how that plays out for him. And Artur Shilov's, he's a legitimate prospect. He's an intriguing young player, and they have something working right now.
Well, Adam, we have about a minute left here, and you and I have done this kind of thing together for pushing, 20 plus years or so, and I know we've watched Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin and Chris Letang do it all that time as well. What are your thoughts on the 2 big boys right now, sipping from the fountain of youth? It looks remarkable. I wish we had some of that.
Yeah, seriously. I think Malkin's the one that has stood out to me the most this season. With Crosby, he's never slowed down.
Nope.
And in some ways, his game has kind of continued to get better even as he's aged. I think Malkin's the one that's kind of had some moments where you kind of wonder, is this the end for him, or is he starting to slow down? And he looks rejuvenated. And I think a lot of it is just having those 2 big bodies on his wings that are taking some of the physical pressure off of him. And it's working.
Yeah, it definitely has come together nicely for him. And Penguins atop the league coming into today. I know it didn't look like it in the first period, but they have a lot to build upon. And so do we, my friend. I hope we can do this again as we move through the season, because it's been great catching up with you on the air here today. Thank you for the time.
Sounds good, man.
That is Adam Gretz. Find him on Twitter at @Gretz, or on X, make that. When I come back, some news and notes from around the National Hockey League, and we'll do it for you here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at PittsburghPenguins.com/contests. That's PittsburghPenguins.com/contests.
When you're craving a savory snack that's energy boosting, nitrate free, high in protein, and full of flavor, you want the original Mr. Donair beef jerky. High quality protein, finest U.S. beef cuts, nitrate free, premium meat snacks, power play performance. Mr. Donair, proud to be the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
Penguins down by a pair after one period of play in Winnipeg to the Jets. Brian Metzer back here with you. And Bob Grove, who joined Staggy and I on the morning show today, shared a stat on his X account a little bit ago. And this period looked an awful lot like this. But the stat was Penguins have lost each of their last 4 afternoon games played in Canada. They're 0-3-1. Their last such win came in Montreal on January 31st of 1999. And the Penguins have never won a Saturday afternoon game in Canada. They are 0-4-0. So let's hope we change all that around today and get the Penguins' legs under them a little bit. And as I mentioned when we were going through the recap, the Penguins did show signs of that as they went through that first period. It just started in dubious fashion for them. So clean it up a little bit in front of their net. No more penalties. You've killed 2 already, which you knew they probably were going to do based on how their penalty kill played the other night. But this is a situation where you've got to stay out of the box. You got those sniping forwards for the Winnipeg Jets. You don't want to give them an opportunity there. Go out, get your offense going, put some shots on goal. They did you a solid, and I don't even want to say it this way because he was really a really good goaltender in the period. But Eric Comrie, it could have been Connor Hellebuck, even though the Penguins have had some success against him over the course of his career. But Comrie comes in, stones them on 11 shots. So you want to start putting even more and more and more towards him in hopes of generating some offense for this team to get back in the hockey game. When we come back, second period action from Winnipeg with Joe Brand and Phil Bourque on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The NASCAR Championship is on the line, and SiriusXM will take you to the track for every thrilling turn.
1, 2, 3 cars crashing and colliding.
Tomorrow at 2 Eastern, 4 drivers enter with equal points. The highest finisher takes the crown.
This is Denny Hamlin. This is William Byron. Hey, this is Chase Briscoe. This is Kyle Larson.
And driver-to-crew chatter on the SiriusXM app puts you in the car for every lap.
Let's go get a championship, baby!
The NASCAR Cup Series Championship live from Phoenix. Listen on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan. And
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with a group, and I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Here's the thing.
24/7
He missed the target.
Sirius
Draisaitl back the other way for the
NHL
winners.
Radio.
Draisaitl scores!
Penguins find themselves down by 2 after 20 minutes here in Winnipeg. Had a few bursts of some sustained pressure against the Jets, but have yet to get it past Eric Comrie. He's made 11 saves tonight on the Penguins, who are out shooting Winnipeg 11-8, but have been unable to find the back of the net after the Jets scored twice on their first 3 shots of the game. And again, Winnipeg outscoring their opponents 13-4 in the first period. They're outscoring their opponents 13-12 in the second period. So if there is a little bit of a lull, it's here in this middle 20 minutes that the Penguins would like to take advantage of.
Once the Penguins kind of get past that being punched in the nose twice early on, they did a lot of good things. But I don't think it was next level stuff on Comrie. You didn't really get him outside of his comfort zone. And I'd like to see more pucks in the feet of Eric Comrie. here in the second.
Penguins in their road white sweaters attacking from right to left. The Winnipeg Jets in their home dark blue sweaters attacking from left to right. Opening faceoff to begin the second period is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane. Go one better. Jets are in the Penguins' end. It's Connor far circle shot fired. Shoulder save Shelovs. Pitched along the far wall as Velarde plays it off the half boards. Now chips it down in behind the net to Scheifele at the near corner. Centering pass. Pad save by Shelovs. It pinballs out to the near half wall. Played by DeMello. He'll send it behind for Scheifele. Another centering pass, but Connor whiffed a rather half-hearted shot right from the slot. Couldn't connect on it as the Penguins try to clear it out of their zone.
Yeah, don't give that guy that shot from that spot again in this hockey game. Puck goes up into the bench here, right in front of Winnipeg's head coach, Scott Arniel. And that's twice now. You had Alex Iafallo in the first period, right between the hash marks, all by himself.
Yeah.
Sailed one over the net, and this one here, even more dangerous. Kyle Connor left all by himself in the slot, and that puck, he tried to get off his stick quick, went right off the heel of his stick. That's a break for the Penguins.
Connor's already put up 6 points in his last 4 games entering this one.
Put him down for 30.
Yeah.
And they'll probably be close to 30 goals. I mean, he's that good that you can just, don't use a pencil. You can use a pen. Look out.
He's already at 6. Meanwhile, here's Barron in the Penguin zone. Ripped it wide, well wide, unless Letang got a piece of it. Okay.
Good recovery there by Chris Letang as it looked like Barron was going to go wide on Letang, and it looked from this vantage point like Letang was going to be beat. And just when Barron decided to pull the trigger, Chris Letang, in a nice recovery, reached out and got stick on puck into the screen.
We're going to face off to the right of Shelovs. Nola Charyu's been very good in the face-off dot as of late. He's had a positive face-off percentage in 9 out of all 11 games this year. But he goes against Taves, who's also very good at the face-off circle. The Penguins are able to clear it out. Blake Lizotte chasing it down to the Jets end, centering pass, but poked out of there by Hayden Fleury. Now the other end, it's Winnipeg. Bit of a 2-on-1. Taves track centering. They score. Taves to Nemesnikov on a 2-on-1 that turned into a 3-on-2. And after the Jets had a strong start to the first, they get a strong start to the second. It's 3-0 Winnipeg, but just under 19 minutes to go in this second period.
That's when I thought it couldn't go any worse for Winnipeg native Owen Pickering. It just went worse. As he just blows a tire trying to skate backwards at the blue line. This was no problem. Penguins had a good chance at one end. Good play by Fleury to break it up right in front of the goal. But Pickering falls down, skating backwards. That's why the 2-on-1 was there. Chari tried to get on his horse, but a perfect backdoor pass. As Letang wasn't sure if Achari was going to get there. He played in between Nemesnikov and Taves sent it right between the legs of Penguins defenseman Chris Letang. Backdoor tap in for Vladislav Nemesnikov, and it's 3-0 Jets.
Nemesnikov has now scored in 3 straight games. He's got 6 on the year. Jonathan Taves with the primary assist. Meanwhile, Kindle a wrister and a save by Comrie, as Kindle was almost taken out from below by Hayden Fleury when crashing into the end boards. 3-0 Winnipeg now with 18 minutes to go in the second period. Jonathan Taves with 22 career points against the Penguins in 21 career games.
Getting any easier than that when Jonathan Taves walks you up to the ladies' tees and puts it on a silver platter. Just keep your stick on the ice. As he sends that perfectly backdoor to Nemesnikov, he just taps in a wide open net. No chance for Shelovs.
Jets put it back in the Penguins zone around the boards as Shelovs is only able to slow it down in behind his net. To the near side, Wotherspoon pitches it forward. Scheifele sends it back deep. There, Carlson over to Wotherspoon. Up ahead to Sid. Couldn't get a clean handle on it as Winnipeg broke it up. Now Scheifele back into the Penguins zone. Far half wall. Morrissey a drive. Bad save from Shelovs. Taken by Carlson. He'll feed it to Wotherspoon. Well, sent rink wide down to the Jets end, but that'll be icing by the Pens. 2.5 minutes gone in this second period. It's 3-0 Winnipeg.
Well, building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
Penguins down 3-0. We'll get a face-off to the left of Artur Shilovs. Parker Ford will take the draw for Winnipeg against Sidney Crosby. Sid wins the draw. Parker Wotherspoon plays it off the boards, chips it down to the neutral zone. Neil Pionk quickly gets it up ahead to Brad Lambert. He bursts into the Penguin zone, far corner. Carlson strips him of the puck and puts it ahead to Brian Rust. His pass looking for Philip Hollander was out of his reach. The Jets take it back. Ford over the Penguins line. Now to Lambert. Cross ice. Kepke. Wrister. Shoulder save from Shilovs.
Well, Eric Carlson trying to play that pass. And that is just super high-risk hockey by Eric Carlson. You got to turn and take the man. To try to knock a puck out of midair, if you miss it, player walks in all alone. That's a big save by Shilovs to keep it 3-0.
Kepke with a wrister from the near point as the Jets spin it around the boards again. Speaking of spinning, Iafallo tried to evade a check from Parker Wotherspoon. Penguins send it down to the Jets' end. They will wave off icing thanks to the hustling effort from Anthony Mantha. He tried to set up Tomasino on the doorstep, couldn't get a clean pass away. Along the near boards, it's to Tomasino, who wrists one, and a save by Eric Comrie. Mantha with the puck in the near corner, sandwiched into the boards by Nemestikov. Kicked out to the end wall. Malkin races it down. Tries to punch it over to Mantha, but it's taken away by DeMello of Winnipeg. They'll put it up ahead to Morrissey. He skates to the neutral zone, chips it over towards the Penguins' end, but we get a whistle blown here. And this is going to be a penalty on Chris Letang.
He absolutely chopped Morrissey. And this is one of those rare games. Here's your call, then my comments.
Pittsburgh number 58, 2 minutes. Slashing.
I don't know if this has ever happened. Penguins have taken 3 penalties. The 3 penalties in this order: Crosby, Malkin, Letang.
Well, the Penguins have been able to kill off the first 2. They'll try to make it 3 for 3. Looking for their first power play of the night, or of the afternoon, rather. Draw in the Penguin zone. Winnipeg wins it. Morrissey towards the crease. It's right to the stick of Connor Dewar. Grew up about 6 hours and 15 minutes north of here. He'll drop it down to the Winnipeg zone, near corner.
How far?
6 hours, 15 minutes?
North of here.
Yeah. The Pa. Up in Winnipeg. The Jets weren't around until he was 12 years old, so the closest team to his hometown is actually the Minnesota Wild, the team he used to play for. A little homecoming for him, too, as Velarde rips a shot sailed over the net. Off the end wall, Morrissey's got it for Winnipeg. Over to the near half wall, Connor. Back up to Morrissey. Down to the half wall. Downstairs below the goal line, Velarde. Up to the half wall for Scheifele. To Morrissey, one-timer, blocked by Lizotte. Scheifele's got the rebound. 1:15 to go. Downstairs for Velarde at the goal line. Back up to Scheifele in the circle. Up towards the point, down to the corner. Carlson breaks up the pass and pops up, skims the netting. 1:04 to go on the Penguins' penalty kill. They trail 3-0 with 15:15 to go in this second period.
Blake Lizotte getting some taps from his mates as he makes his way to the Penguins bench. If my stick was long enough from up here, I'd give you a little tap there too, 46. That's not easy, man. You're in that dangerous, about 15 feet away from Josh Morrissey, and he just bombs away a one-timer. And just to make sure you don't take it in the chicklets, you go down and genuflect on one knee, you turn your face away from it, and you take it right on the backside. Yikes.
Jets still with it in the Penguins zone with 55 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. Taves at the near half wall. Second unit is out here now for the Jets. To Pionk at the point, walks the blue line, sends a wrister, saved by Shilovs, rebound to the far side. Achari tried to clear it out, couldn't. He whiffed on the attempt as the Jets spin it around the boards to Taves at the near half wall. Pitches it up to Pionk, high slot, over to Nemestikov, unloads, didn't get through traffic. To Taves at the near half wall, again to Pionk at the high slot. 26 seconds to go on the Penguins PK. Taves in the circle, downstairs. Now taken up by Niederreiter. High slot, Pionk, wrister off the skate of Brian Rust to the far corner. Penguins fight for it. Parker Wotherspoon tries to clear it, gets it over to Shilovs, who will leave it for Achari. Finally clears it out to the neutral zone.
That's an awkward play there. Shilovs, he didn't want to cover it, but he didn't want to play it. And last second, he gave it to Achari, and Achari had to get really strong on the stick to get it out of the zone.
Letang up and out of the box, back to 5-on-5. A one-timer from Piot gets saved by Shilovs. Puck goes in behind the net. Far side it goes. Achari will flip it up ahead to Letang. Now Brian Rust carries it to the neutral zone. Tries to chip and chase it into the Jets end. Winnipeg steals it away.
He almost had something going on there. Brian Rust tried to chip it to himself. He had Chris Letang playing as a forward out there. That was almost a 2-on-1 for the Pens.
Right for the puck in the neutral zone. Winnipeg drags it back into the Penguins' end. Far corner. It's stripped by Ryan Shea, but taken back. Here's Fleury. A wrister. Tumbling puck off the far post. Fight for the puck in the crease. Shilovs is down on the ice, and they'll freeze it as Ryan Shea comes in hard on the Winnipeg Jets. Morgan Barron.
And once again, the Jets are going to the front of the net. They're getting body position on the Penguins. And Erik Karlsson on the wrong side of this one here. And lucky for the Pens and Shilovs and Karlsson, this one kisses the post, hits the backside of Shilovs, and Shilovs feels it. And he just gets himself on his back as quick as possible and closes the pillows to cover up.
So the Penguins down by 3 with 13:33 to go in the second. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The wait is over, Pens fans. The 2026 Penguins and Paws Charity Pet Calendar is here, featuring Penguins players and adoptable pets, all while supporting a great cause. With each month, you'll get a glimpse of your favorite players alongside adorable furry friends looking for their forever homes. Proceeds benefit animal friends and the Penguins Foundation, assisting pets in need to find the perfect home. Secure your calendar today by visiting shop.pittsburghpenguinsfoundation.org. Pre-order your Penguins and Paws Charity Pet Calendar today and make a difference, 1 month at a time.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives, life-changing medicine.
Penguins down by 3. We're almost halfway through this hockey game. 13:33 to go in the second. The Jets now out shooting the Penguins 14-13. Doing it 6-2 in this second period. Face off to the right of Artur Shilovs. And Sidney Crosby helps the Penguins control. Now a fight for the puck pulled away by Winnipeg. Dropped down along the end boards to Niederreiter. He gets sandwiched into the wall by Ryan Shea. Puck chips out to the far side of the net, taken away by Letang. He'll use the cage as a screen, scoot around it, get it over the near side for Ryan Shea. Now the Penguins up ahead in the neutral zone. Letang whiffed on a pass, and Winnipeg will take it back. They'll dump it down to the Penguins end near corner. Not far enough or fast enough for icing. Ryan Shea gets to it. Penguins break it out rink wide over the neutral zone again. Here's Hollander into the Jets zone far side. Down to the circle, cruises through, tried to cut around a few defensemen. Can't get it past, and a soft rolling puck on Comrie. He freezes at 12:51 to go in this second. Penguins down by 3.
Well, lots of time left. You got over half a game left here, but Penguins have to do something different. Obviously, down 3-0. And how do you chip away at this one? You just get one. Get one. And I think Artur Shilovs realizes that's it. They can't get another one. 3 is the most they can get. I got to do everything I can to hold it in 3. And get at least one here in the second period.
Malkin wins the draw. Karlsson, bottom of the far circle, sent a wrister, but a shoulder save by Comrie. Fight for the puck in the far corner. It's pulled away by Winnipeg. Kyle Connor, the far side of the neutral zone, chips it down to the corner. Wotherspoon trying to get in front of Scheifele. It's sent around the boards as Mantha will scoop it up on the near wall. Brings it to center ice, chips it over to Tomasino, but the Penguins are offside.
Yeah, boy, if getting Malkin's got to be better than that, Gino. Gino's flying down the right wing. I know, Gino, you want to You want a 70-foot cross-ice pass from Anthony Mantha. But when you don't get it, and then you see Mantha goes to the middle of the ice, and he gives the puck to Tomasino, Gino doesn't even slow down, and he's so offside. It's almost like he was frustrated. Like, oh, you're not going to give me the puck? You're not going to give me the puck? I'm just going to go offside anyways.
He's kind of straddling that blue line.
Yeah. Penguins had an odd man break. That was a 3-on-2, and they could have made something out of it. Ends up being offside.
12:10 to go in the second. Penguins down by 3. They chip it into Winnipeg's end, but Hayden Fleury gets to it quickly. He gets it over to Colin Miller. Sent around the boards all the way down to the Penguins' end. Once again, not fast enough for icing as Ryan Shea sweeps it over to Ville Koivunen. Up ahead to Wotherspoon. Jumped off his stick, goes into the Jets' end, down to the near corner. Kindle against Colin Miller after the puck. Fleury brings it over to the far side. Sent into the boards by Novak, but Taves escapes it away to Alex Iafallo. Now Miller with some speed. Now slows down before he dumps it into the Penguin zone, far corner. Chipped off the glass. It's played by Brunick. Back in the lineup after being a healthy scratch the last 2 games and 4 of the last 5. Connor Dewar chips it into the Jets zone. Swung over to the far corner to Morrissey. Now back the other way to DeMello. Ahead to Brad Lambert, who scored his first NHL goal today. Made it 2-0 Jets in the first period. Winnipeg now leads 3-0 in this second period. 11:11 to go in it. Make a wish. Jets able to punch it back towards the Penguins' end. It's taken by Lambert over the Penguins' line. They'll dump it down to the near corner. Rolls over to the far one. Shea plays it off the wall. Swings it around the boards to Connor Dewar. He couldn't slow it down. Sent back over to Shea as he'll try to keep it out of harm's way. To Blake Lazat, near side of the neutral zone. Dumps it down to the Jets' end far corner. Bangs off the boards, played by DeMello, slowed down by Achari. He'll backhand it. Here's a shot. Doesn't get through traffic on the wrister from Philip Hollander. Now cleared on out to the Penguins' end. Owen Pickering races it down as both teams get a change.
Great chance for Hollander there to get that thing through, and ends up hitting the back of the leg of Parker Ford. Great opportunity for Hollander.
Jets back into the Penguin zone. It's Velarde far boards. He gets stripped of the puck. Letang's got it. His pass goes off the skate of one of the Jets. Now to Sid. He'll take it over the Jets line. Near side. Cross-ice pass. Finds Hollander. Far circle. Backhanded centering pass. Couldn't connect with Brian Rust. Letang at the point. Keeps it alive. Down to the far corner for Sid at the goal line. Whiffed on a pass. Escapes Niederreiter. Backhand shot. Just kept out by Comrie as Hollander was on the doorstep. I think it went off his skate. A great reaction from the Winnipeg goaltender to keep it 3-0 Jets. Just under 10 minutes to go in the second period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
These are the games where you have to produce your best. The stakes are higher this fall on Sirius XM FC.
This is the place where dreams come true.
The drama of the MLS playoffs.
The impossible may still be possible.
The excitement of the English Premier League.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And the prestige of the UEFA Champions League.
The class of champions.
Experience it all in one place. Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
St. Louis Blues General Manager Doug Armstrong, Alex Steen, speak to where that's at, the succession plan, and
he is going to be the manager after this season. You have to know when your expiration date is with the group, and thus I think it was time to be honest with myself that the organization itself needed to change, and we're excited to have Alex ready to take over.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
Penguins trailing Winnipeg 3-0. We've got about 10 minutes to go in the second period. Face off to the left of Eric Comrie. He's the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. I'm Joe Brandt.
Yeah, talking Winnipeg here is they want to get Eric Comrie a lot more starts. And as their number one guy, Connor Hellebuck, 3-time Vezina Trophy winner, won the Hart Trophy last year. I think he plays just too many games. He wants to play a lot of games, but that doesn't mean it's healthy for Hellebuck to continue to play over 60 games per season.
First Hart Trophy winner to be a goaltender since Carey Price in 2015. He won back-to-back Vezinas, 3 total, as you just mentioned. And Eric Comrie, 16 saves against the Penguins, his 4th appearance against the Pens this year, and this is going to be a penalty on Winnipeg, I believe.
Here we go. That's what you need. Listen, there's about half a game left here. We got 9:30 left in the second period. Penguins down by 3, about to go on the power play.
Winnipeg penalty number 2, 2 minutes for interference.
And the deuce is Dylan DeMello. DDD. And get a power play goal. That's it. That's what you're thinking right now. Get a power play goal. As Eric Comrie has 3 career shutouts in 79 career games. And just pop that bubble and see where that will take you. This is not insurmountable for the Penguins.
Penguins were able to score 13 seconds into the power play 2 nights ago against Minnesota, thanks to Ben Kindle, as Crosby backhand shovels one over to Russ. Downstairs, they can't connect with Kindle.
Rusty needs to shoot that puck there. That's prime shooting real estate.
1:45 to go on the Penguins power play. Crosby looking to get it to Rust. On the doorstep was Malkin. He couldn't connect. Crosby with a hustling effort to keep the puck alive. It pops up in the air, bounces off the front of the shelf in front of the Penguins bench, and luckily the Penguins are able to contain control of the puck. The Jets now shovel it out to the neutral zone. Kindle's got it. Over to Crosby. At the far side, he'll take it over the Jets line. Sends it deep off the far corner. It springs over to the near side. Rush shovels it deep. Rolls over to the far side. Malkin slowed it down. Crosby races after it. Koepke gets in front of it. Pushes it up along the boards as Russ will pick it up at the near half wall. Found some pressure from Ford. Now up to Carlson in the slot. Over to Malkin. One-timer. Pad save from Comrie. And Koepke clears it on down.
Comrie's best right there. Good puck movement. Good one-timer pass from Carlson to Malkin. But that's a long-range one-timer from outside the dot to the left of Comrie. But Comrie pushing off hard. Right to left. Across the grain. Reached back. Made the save on Malkin.
Second unit is out there, and Letang keeps it alive at the far point in the Jets' end, but now Niederreiter will clear it on down. 35 seconds to go on the Penguins' power play, their first of the day. Dylan DeMello in the box. With 8 minutes to go in the second period, Penguins down by 3. Here's Mantha dumping it into the Jets zone. Around the boards to the near half wall. Koivunen leaves it for Letang. He couldn't handle it. Connor races down, but Shilov's way out of his net to play the puck. Keep it away from Connor. Plays it off the wall. Connor's got a wide open net, and Chris Letang got in the way of it somehow.
Yeah, and I think Shilovs is going to go here, or is it Letang? One of the two. Archer, Shilovs. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, they're going to talk about this one here. Does this fall into the penalty shot category? You know? It's not your typical, clear-cut breakaway, but...
Well, what would the penalty on Letang be?
Tripping.
I thought he got his stick.
I think it's tripping.
Pittsburgh, number 37, threw his stick at the puck carrier. Therefore, we have a penalty shot.
There you go, threw his stick. Yeah. The way that the stripes came together so quick.
Oh, it's because Shilovs threw the stick.
He did throw his stick. I did not see that from the
Neither did I.
First blush, but as he's diving in such desperation, and it's Kyle Connor against Shilovs. This is a huge moment in this hockey game.
Shilovs coughed up 5 shootout goals of the 6 he faced. Connor picks it up in the slot. Forehand, backhand scores. 4-0 Winnipeg as Kyle Connor capitalizes on the penalty shot. 7:47 to go in the second period.
And you're right, Joe. As soon as the words came out of your mouth, you kind of felt like, uh-oh, because he has not been good in the shootout. And a penalty shot is basically a shootout shot, right? Same thing. And Kyle Connor gives about 5 different moves to Shilovs, and Shilovs seem to be flinching and biting on all of them, and then Connor quickly goes from forehand to backhand and just gingerly lobs it over the left glove hand of Shilovs, who seemed to be lunging lurching, if you will, to try to make that save. 4-0 Jets.
Penguins still have a power play right now, but only 10 seconds left on it. Top unit is out there. Actually, it's the second line of Malkin, Tomasino, and Anthony Mantha. Neil Pionk in behind the net, flips it up, bounces off the shelf. What a bounce for the Jets. Rolls into the Penguin zone. Shelove's well out of his net to play it. Up ahead of the near side, DeMello knocked it out of midair. Played along the wall by Pearson. Pionk at the point. We're back to 5-on-5 as a successful kill by the Jets, and then they scored on the penalty shot. They lead 4-0 with 7:10 to go in the second period. Pionk chips it down to the corner. Letang plays it off the wall but didn't get it anywhere. Now to the near circle. It's played up top. Stanley. Wrister. Shoulder save. Shelove's. The near side. Tomasino cuts in front. Escapes it out to Anthony Mantha. Nice move around Stanley. Brings it up to the neutral zone but can't get it past Pionk as he'll take it the other way for the Jets. Into the Penguin zone. Far side of the half wall. Shovels it in behind the net. Bounces off the back of the cage. Niederreiter with it. Shot coming. Saved by Shelove's. Niederreiter with it again to the near side. Taves with a shot. The pad save from Artur Shelove's. Chip down to the Jets end, but it's picked up by Colin Miller. Uses the cage as a screen. Up ahead to Taves in the near side of the neutral zone. He'll backhand chip it down to the Penguins' end far corner. Harrison Brunick chips it out along the far side. Blake Lizotte pushes it up to the neutral zone. Lizotte into the Jets' end, far side. Tumbling puck, loose in the crease, swept over to the near side. Lizotte gets to it first at the half wall, down to the corner for Connor Dewar. Dewar playing it along the boards, got it to Lizotte. He'll shovel it up to the point, but it's taken away by Nemestikov. He'll chip it out to the neutral zone. Under 6 minutes to play in the second period. Penguins now down 4-0. So Lachari sends it deep off the end wall. Lizotte cuts in on the far side, plays it up to the near wall for Ryan Shea. At the point, he sends it down around the boards. The far corner for Connor Dewar, left it for Achari. He'll chip it down along the end wall again. Lizotte went for a backhanded centering pass to feed Dewar, couldn't connect. Jets pitch it out along the near side. Goes out to the neutral zone. Ryan Shea to Harrison Brunick. 4-0 Winnipeg as they've scored twice in each of the first two periods.
The penalty shot was only the second one we've had in the NHL so far. Shane Pinto had one for Ottawa earlier, and he failed on that attempt.
Hard hit from Koepke on Wotherspoon in the far corner as the Penguins bring it back into the Jet zone. Here's Kindle, far circle, shot fired, went off the skate of Morrissey. Races after the loose puck, sends a hard check into Morrissey at the end wall. It's Koivunen on the far side, can't get it up ahead to Wotherspoon, pulled away by Koepke. Now Koivunen steals it back, gets to Novak over the Jets line. Swinging around the boards looking for Kindle, far half wall, but Morrissey gets in front of it. Now spun back to the near side. Pickering tries to keep it alive at the near half wall. Tommy Novak took a hard hit as Wotherspoon with a wrister and a save by Eric Comrie, his 18th of the night. Penguins trail 4-0 to Winnipeg. We've got 4:34 to go in the second period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Ever dreamed about signing with the Penguins? Now you can. With the Penguins Power Play package from FMB, you can be a part of the team with a Pens branded debit card, cashback credit card, and personal checks. Plus, score exclusive rewards like discounts on tickets, Pens gear, and more. Sign with the Penguins at fmb-online.com/penguins. FMB, the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins. FMB, member FDIC, credit card subject to approval. See site for details.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins now down 4-0 to Winnipeg. 4:34 to go in this second period. John Hamm in attendance here at Canada Life Center. Just showed him on the video board. Big round of applause. Yeah, it was him.
Huge St. Louis Blues fan.
Yeah, I know.
Real quick on Kyle Connor, that was his second career penalty shot. Looks like Barron's going to get waved here in the faceoff dot. He was 0 for 1 before that attempt here this afternoon. On a side note, Mark Scheifele 0 for 3 on penalty shots.
Penguins in the Jets zone. Wotherspoon at the point gets it to Rust, who shovels it in behind for Crosby at the near corner. Thrown into the boards by Pearson. Sid quickly pops back up. Can't handle the puck, though, to the far side. Winnipeg. There's Niederreiter.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Philip Hollander went hard into Niederreiter, lost his stick, and broke it on the way.
Yeah, the stick is caught in between the gap of where the Zamboni comes out. In those doors, went right in there. That's a real dangerous thing. That stick, if it snaps in half, it could be like a harpoon and get you in the midsection.
Hollander just skated past it and kind of went by as Wotherspoon would drive in and out of the glove of Eric Comrie. Jets are able to clear it out to the neutral zone. Wotherspoon taps it back. It's taken by Barron into the Penguin zone, to the slot, over to the far circle. Quickly right off the puck from Erik Karlsson. Now Malkin with some speed through the neutral zone into the Jets end, far circle. Takes it in behind the net to the near side, but sandwiched into the boards by Pionk. He loses his footing and the puck.
Really smart play by Pionk. As Gino had a boatload of speed coming around the net and thought he could come out the other side. And Pionk at the last second left his net front and went right after Evgeny Malkin. And Gino was on the backhand. He wasn't expecting that. He took a big hit.
3:15 to play in the second period. Penguins down 4-0. Spun around the boards in the Jets end as Pionk sends it over to the far side for Logan Stanley. And he throws the puck off that stick that's still stuck in the boards, and it just kind of waved back and forth after being connected again. Malkin now swings it around the boards. This one jumps over that stick. Now Letang jumps it over the stick again. Tomasino in the circle tried to feed Malkin, couldn't connect. Letang, one-timer rolling puck. It sizzled wide of the net. Shea at the near half wall, spins it in behind to Tomasino now. Chips it over to the corner. Kindle off the bench, couldn't get a handle of it though. And the Jets break it out. Here's a 2-on-1. Scheifele and Velarde. Scheifele far circle. Velarde. Big glove save from Sheloff.
Oh, my goodness. Archer Sheloff. Are you kidding me? Oh, put that one in the save of the year folder right there. Sheloff's moving from right to left. Full splits and flashes the leather. What a save by Archer Sheloff.
Keeps it 4-0 Winnipeg with 2:15 to go in the second period. The far point, Ryan Shea snaps it over to Brunick above the circle to Kindle. Far circle, shot fired, saved by Comrie. Loose puck in the crease, dug out by Winnipeg.
That shot hit the stick of Fleury, and it was still stopped by Comrie.
Jets dump it down into the Penguins' end again. Sheloff stops it in behind his net. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. And to Blake Lazan, now Koivunen over to Ryan Shea. Shea on the near side. Sends it ahead to Koivunen over the Jets line. Dump in got slowed down. Lazat will play it along the boards to the near half wall and then swept out by Iafallo. 1:30 to go. Now the Penguins cough it up. It's Taves in the Penguin zone. Near half wall down to the corner. Domestikov along the boards. Fought after by Parker Wotherspoon. Sent up ahead to Connor Dewar. He'll hustle it up to the neutral zone near side. Chip it down to the Jets end. Nolachari racing into the near corner as Dewar swings it around the boards to Karlsson at the far corner. Centering pass went off the skate of one of the Jets. Fight for the puck in the slot. It swept over to the near side by Winnipeg. Now DeMello will chip it out to the neutral zone. Domestikov dumps it down to the Penguins' end. Final minute of this second period. Penguins down by 4. And that'll be icing by the Pens with 56.2 seconds to go in the second period.
Well, Penguin fans, November 9th, when the Penguins take on the LA Kings, come celebrate Military Appreciation Night, presented by 84 Lumber at PPG Paints on that November the 9th. All fans in attendance receive a camo hat presented by 84 Lumber. The puck drop is at 2 o'clock. That's 2 o'clock November 9th against the LA Kings. That's the last game before the Penguins jump on a plane and go over to Sweden. Get your tickets today at PittsburghPenguins.com.
Once again, those tickets are 30% off. The early Black Friday savings have already started. PittsburghPenguins.com for both that game against the Kings and November 6th against the Washington Capitals. 40 seconds to go in the second period. Here's Crosby, arming one, but Comrie with a glove save, and Neil Pionk's going to go to the box. The Penguins will get a power play towards the final seconds of this second period.
That's what you call drawing a penalty. Sid knew he probably wasn't going to get a good chance, but
penalty number 4, 2 minutes for holding.
He knew he had Pionk on his left hip. So Sid, with one hand on the stick, like we've seen so many times, Joe, still throws out the left knee, the left hand fends off Pionk, and knew if he kept his feet moving, as soon as Pionk started to glide for a second, he was going to get the call, and he did.
Well, if there's any hope to generate some life in this second period, Penguins with the man advantage with 36.8 seconds to go. And the Jets win the draw. Morrissey to the far side will clear it out. Right on net to Artur Shilovs, who plays it and slides it over to Erik Karlsson. Pens unsuccessful on their last power play. In fact, it resulted in a penalty shot for the Jets, in which they scored on Kyle Connor. Chipped over to Erik Karlsson in the high slot. Pens are back in the Jets' end. Here's Malkin to Karlsson. One-timer redirection. They score. And it's Sidney Crosby with the power play goal to get the Penguins on the board. Finally today, 11 and a half seconds to go in the second period. The Penguins cash in with a power play goal.
He draws the penalty, and he scores the goal. You know, this all started with a really good breakout because they came with speed. And they eventually get it to Ben Kindle. Kindle gains the zone, gets it to Evgeny Malkin, and Gino makes a perfect one-timer pass to Erik Karlsson, who bombs away. A little bit of a lucky bounce here, but when it's Sidney Crosby, you think maybe not so lucky. As this was going into the midsection of Sid. Sid got his stick up to kind of protect himself. It hit the shaft of his stick, went down into the goal. That makes it 4-1.
3 seconds to go in the period. Jets back into the Penguin zone. Shot on net. Shilov sweeps it over to the far corner. Well, the Penguins do get on the board, but it's now a 3-goal deficit with 20 minutes left. Their best period played in Minnesota a few nights ago was in the third. They'll need an even better one here against the Jets today in the final 20.
Damn it, it's not over till we say it's over. I mean, if you're looking for something, some sliver of positivity, something maybe to get you going, you never know. This is a crazy league, Joe. I've seen crazier things happen. You get one early in the first 5 minutes, now you break it down, right? 4 or 5 minute segments here in the third period. Or you break it down, okay, we got a special teams goal. Okay, we need one from our fourth line. We need one from our third line. We need one from our second line. And Artie Party's got to shut the door and keep it at 4. This one's not over yet, folks.
It was a big save by Shilovs in the 2-on-1, too.
Great point. That makes it 5-0. Right?
Right?
Yeah.
But instead it's 4-1 through 2 periods here in Winnipeg. Brian Metzer is standing by. He'll have the second intermission report for us, along with the chat with the old 2-9er. It's all here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone. Whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins fans, get savings of up to 20% when you choose from Flex plans starting at 3 games. Pick your games, pricing, and seats.
Hit out below the goal line, centering pass. Big save by Shilov. Second attempt, a sprawling save. He pounces on top of it, but it's still not frozen. Here comes Malkin hustling in. Shot fired. Second attempt, and he scores!
Don't miss out on the action this season. Get more information and choose your Flex plan today at www.pittsburghpenguins.com/flex.
Looking for the ultimate getaway? Stay and play at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Whether you're here for a weekend escape or a midweek retreat, we've got everything you need under one roof. Wake up refreshed in one of our stunning rooms and head straight to the action, just steps away from the casino floor. Enjoy a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment, all just outside your door. Visit riverscasino.com and book your stay today. Experience the best of both worlds at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Well, welcome into our second intermission report, where I guess it started to go better towards the end, but it didn't start so hot for the Penguins. They're now down 4-1 after 2 periods of play at Canada Life Center. Brian Metzer back here with you, and you hope that they would get the next one on the board, but unfortunately it was the Winnipeg Jets. Vlad Nemesnikov scored his 6th of the season from Taves and Iafallo. It was just 1:17 into the period. Jonathan Taves makes a slap pass of sorts right to the front of the net, where Nemesnikov was able to put it in behind Shilos for that 3-0 lead. Later in the period, it was 12-13. Shilos was out of his net in the corner trying to play a puck, and he kind of mishandled it. Kyle Connor takes it from him. He goes to dive back and kind of chucks his stick at him, trips the former Youngstown Phantom, and gets him a penalty shot in the process. Connor would go on to score on that penalty shot to make it a 4-0 game, and he put on a million moves to beat Shilos with the shot. It was a really pretty attempt, and it looked like it was curtains for the Penguins, but as has been the case often this season, when they need something big, they get it from none other than number 87, Sidney Crosby. Draws a penalty. Neil Pionk goes to the box at 19:23 for holding. Gets a backhand opportunity at the early stage of the power play, or right before the power play, but goes out on the power play and scores his 9th of the season from Erik Karlsson and Evgeny Malkin. Gets himself into an area where he could kind of just tip it in behind Comrie with his body or his stick shaft, and there's life. They're back in this situation. Penguins did have another power play earlier in the period at 10:30 for interference when DeMello went. Not able to cash in there. They had to kill a few. Chris Letang went for slashing, the Penguins' second slashing call of the game, and not much doing for the Jets there. And, of course, the penalty shot was awarded. 12-11 in terms of the Jets outshooting the Penguins. They're being outshot by the Pens 22-20. When we come back, we will have Hockey Talk with the great Phil Bourque, and you'll hear that next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan, 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was. So I called Whit and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. That's pittsburghpenguins.com/contests.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with a new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins trail the Jets 4-1 after 2 periods of play in Winnipeg. Brian Metzer back here with you and now joined live from Winnipeg by the old 2-9er Phil Bourque. And it's time for some hockey talk with him. Bourque, once again, they need something. Sidney Crosby delivers it and now tied for the league lead in goals with his 9th of the season.
Yeah, draws the penalty and then scores the goal.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned at the end there, I just like the way the Penguins broke the puck out while on the power play. It allowed them, because the breakout was so clean, the passing was so clean, it allowed them to come through the neutral zone with a ton of speed. And when you do that, and you've got that much skill on the ice, as a defenseman from the Jets, you have to back up. You have to respect that speed, or you can get torched, right? You can get lit up. Yeah, and so I just like how systematically they gained the zone. They kept it simple. The little pass from Kindle to Gino. Gino plays catch with Erik Karlsson. Karlsson doesn't try to do too much. He just doesn't try to go far posting in. He just gets it at the net. And is it a bit of a lucky bounce for Sidney Crosby? Yeah, but, for Sid, maybe not so much. But to catch the shaft of his stick and to find the back of the net, like I said, there's a lot of time left here. Don't count the Penguins out on this one. Don't go anywhere. I know they're down by 3. This is one of the best teams in not only the Western Conference, but the NHL. But it's Eric Comrie in there. And that's no disrespect to Comrie, but it's not Connor Hellebuck. And so if you can get one here in the first 5 minutes, giddy up, let's go.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. And mentioned about those league leaders with 9 goals. We saw Marty Necas score one today as well. So now a 9-way tie at the top of the goal race with 9. And it's not all names that you would always see. Nathan McKinnon is there and Sidney Crosby's there. But what's up with all of these other guys jumping into that conversation? Doroviev, Sherwood, Jack Hughes is up there this year. And then, of course, Mark Scheifele, who you're watching there tonight.
Yeah, I don't have a great answer for you. There's guys that come out of the gate hot and then they tail off. But if you're going to get 40 in this league, that's kind of the pace you're going to have to be at, right? Never mind 50 or 60 like some of these other guys with Ovechkin and Matthews and the way they've been able to pile up the goals over the last couple of years. And yeah, it's all about your start. Not only do you get the confidence, you feel like everything you're going to shoot goes in the net. Those are all skilled guys, and some guys fall off, by the Thanksgiving mark. But, to see a 38-year-old Sidney Crosby up in there in the conversation with a young Nathan McKinnon and some of the others, it tells you that Sid has no plans on slowing down.
No, it's funny, as I was searching for something on X a little bit ago and put in Crosby goal scoring, and one of his hottest seasons in terms of goals was recently in 2016, I guess before this one, and a tweet came up. Crosby leads league with 8 goals on November 6th of 2016, and he had only played 6 games at that point, so I thought you'd enjoy that.
Yeah, that's and only 6 games.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, Sid has lost Rickard Rakell, right?
Yep.
And he just keeps on keeping on. And so, with all that being said, Matt, Philip Hollander, who's getting that audition up there with Sid, has got to find a way to start kicking in more. I like his game, but I know there's more offensively there for him. But I'll tell you what, tip of the cap there to Sidney Crosby, with Philip Hollander trying to find his way on that line and in the National Hockey League. Sid just keeps on keeping on.
That's what he keeps doing, my friend, as we do here as well. Hopefully they put together a better third period for you guys so you have some Penguins goals to call. But thank you for this as always.
Okay, pal. Talk to you from Toronto on Monday.
That is the plan. That is the old 2-9er Phil Bourque, and he and I will do this again on Monday night, as he just mentioned. Maybe with a World Series champ in the house. We'll find out. But when I come back, some news from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It used to be Ready, Set, Go.
And what is it now? Say it again.
Now it's Ready, Set, 4!
Wow, the blue oval. That's what it is. Hey, that worked. Teach me how to shoot.
It's not that hard.
Did you ever have a goal?
I actually had one hat trick.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
Madison Square Garden.
So you, Phil Bork, had a hat trick.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3.
Selection, savings, and best price guarantee.
Because that's who we are. It's who we are and what we do, Phil.
SchultzFord.com.
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 Yeehaw.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins down 4-1 after 2 periods of play. Brian Metzer back here with you. And just to get you caught up on a couple of news bites, Capo Caco could make his season debut for the Seattle Kraken today. And, he really turned it on when he joined the Kraken last season after getting traded over from the New York Rangers. And I think that was a good situation for him. You get out from the pressure of being a high draft pick and everybody saying you were kind of a bust. Well, he looked pretty good in being essentially a point-per-game guy once he arrived out there last year. Jacob Markstrom has signed a 2-year deal worth $12 million with the New Jersey Devils. He has been a big acquisition for them and really solidified their goaltending position, which allowed Mackenzie Blackwood to go out west and help the Sharks last year. He was pretty solid when he arrived there, but Markstrom now inks a new deal, telling us he'll stay with New Jersey and potentially have them take even another step forward with him backstopping them to maybe the playoffs and beyond. That's something that they've been trying to do for probably the last decade to get themselves back on track with Hughes and company trying to get it done. We mentioned him when we were talking about the league's leading goal scorers with Phil Bork just a little bit ago. Speaking of Phil Bork, he and Joe Brand, they're going to have third period action for you between the Penguins and Jets, and you'll hear it next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Do you pretend to understand tax codes and things like, adjusted gross income? Want to casually drop terms like macroeconomic headwinds? And actually know what they mean? Tune to the SiriusXM business channels. They break down stuff like tariffs and trade policy. Get the latest on inflation, the economy, and taxes. Everything from Wall Street to Washington. From career advice or learning about ETFs. Seriously, what are those? The SiriusXM business channels can help. Starting at channel 112 and on the SiriusXM app. Just search business.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
Winnipeg Jets head coach Scott Arniel. Has that number changed with the Olympics compressed schedule for Connor Hellebuck?
He keeps pushing for 82 games, certainly with this year and what's kind of going on. It is something that we seriously have to look at, and if we want to play well into June and to make that run to the Stanley Cup, I need a guy that's going to be able to be fresh for that whole stretch.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. We deliver the NHL.
Head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes, Rod Brindamore. What's the mental approach to get to the dance?
Every year you start at the same spot as every team, right? Like you're at the bottom of the mountain. And when we get to that point, if we can, then we can knock down the final kind of stretch of highway we haven't been able to cover. So let's make the best out of every day and play our ass off every night and see what happens.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game. And when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken. Don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, this show has never changed. We're just back home. And it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The world's greatest coverage.
Taves 3-on-1. Taves
It's Lee scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Sidney Crosby's 634th career goal is the only one for the Penguins so far today. 4-1, the Winnipeg Jets lead the Pens through 2 periods up here in Canada. The Jets scored 2 in the first period, in the first 3 minutes that is, and then picked up 2 more in the second period. The last one being a penalty shot by Kyle Connor after Penguins goaltender Artur Shilovs committed the penalty of throwing his stick trying to stop Connor on a breakaway. But Sidney Crosby with a power play goal in the final 12 seconds has the Penguins on the board. They're chasing 3 against one of the top teams in the NHL and the reigning President's Trophy winners. Penguins in their road white sweaters now attacking from left to right with Artur Shilovs in net. The Winnipeg Jets in their home dark blue sweaters attacking from right to left with Eric Comrie in net. He has stopped 21 shots of the Penguins tonight. We go down to center ice. Opening face-off to begin this third period is brought to you by number 1 Cochran, and Sidney Crosby wins it against Mark Scheifele. And the Penguins chip it down into the Jets' end near corner. The Jets are outscoring their opponents 15-12 in the third period, but again, the Penguins' best period 2 nights ago in Minnesota came in the final 20 minutes. The Penguins chip it down along the far boards. It's cleared out by Winnipeg. They're going for a little 2-on-1 here. Here's Connor on a breakaway. Backhand stop by Shilovs. And he's able to freeze the rebound as Scheifele came in on the crease as well.
I don't think that was the right decision by Erik Karlsson. It's Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor out there. Man alive. And Erik Karlsson, the puck comes up to Scheifele. I don't think you go running at Scheifele there. I think you back off and you try to play the 2-on-1 as best as possible. He goes running at Scheifele. Scheifele just chips it past Karlsson. Clear-cut breakaway for Kyle Connor. And another huge save by Shilovs to keep it 4-1.
Shilovs' 2 biggest saves today have come in the last 2 chances for Winnipeg. He was able to stop a 2-on-1 towards the end of that second period before Crosby's power play goal. So it stays 4-1 Jets as Connor Dewar pitches it up into the air down to Winnipeg zone. Cleared on out by the Jets. Tang plays it off the end wall, flips it over to the far boards. Lizotte angles it out to the neutral zone where it's taken by Hayden Fleury. Winnipeg comes into this game 3-0-1 in their last 4 contests. Again, they're top 10 in scoring this year and top 10 in defense, but so are the Penguins. Numbers might be altered a little bit more with Penguins giving up 4 goals in today's game. As here's Stanley, a wrister, blocker save, Shilovs. Rebound goes over to the near corner. Fought for and dug out by Blake Lizotte. He'll escape it up to Nola Chari, who carries to the neutral zone, far side. Slows it down in front of the Penguins bench, and now we'll dump it into the Jets' end, but right to Pionk. Pens get a change, so do the Jets. Both teams sitting at 22 shots on goal at the moment. Jets re-rack in their own zone. Pionk slides it over to Stanley. Now up ahead to Barron into the Penguins zone. Near side. Wrister, shoulder save, Shilovs. Long rebound that Mantha collects. Skates in behind the net of Artur Shilovs and feeds it over to Brunick. Jumped off his stick. He'll have to play it off the wall. Shovel it up to Tommy Novak in the neutral zone. He's defended by Barron as Niederreiter comes away with the puck, feeds it over to Logan Stanley. 2 minutes gone in this third period. Penguins trailing 4-1. This one gets deflected out of play into the stands. It tumbles down to become a new souvenir. 4-1 Winnipeg. Just over 2 minutes gone in this game.
And Dan Muse is not one to sit on his hands. He has taken Evgeny Malkin off the line with Mantha. And Gino is up playing left wing with Sidney Crosby and Brian Rust. So that's Dan Muse's message, not only to the Crosby line here, but to the rest of the team of, we're not out of this. We're going to go for it. We're not just going to walk out of Winnipeg easily. We're going to put up a major fight here. He's going all in offensively.
The Jets bring it back into the Penguin zone, swinging around the boards to the far corner. Wotherspoon gets in front of Connor for the puck. Uses Shilov's cage as a screen. Now pushes it ahead to Russ. Near side of the neutral zone. Snaps it over to Crosby. Far side. Centering pass. Malkin just wide of the net.
Oh, great tic-tac-toe there between Rust and Sid and Gino. And Gino tried to send that one from a tough angle over the glove hand of Comrie. Just missed by inches.
Winnipeg takes hold of it back in their own zone as the Penguins get a change here. As it's a line of Ben Kindle, Philip Hollander, and Ville Koivunen. So the youngster line now all teamed up. As Letang patiently waits behind Shilov's net, quickly accelerates it over to the far side, angled off the boards, but they'll wave off icing. Sent down the other way as Letang picks up the loose puck. Backhand chucks it over to Koivunen. He tried to shovel it over to Kindle, but just coughed it right up. Winnipeg back into the Penguins zone. Now Hayden Fleury gets stripped of the puck by Philip Hollander. Kindle chips it forward along the near boards. Knocked down by Hollander. Sent down to the corner by Koivunen, but Ford is there first for Winnipeg. He'll slow it down, chip it along the end boards. Gets it over to Miller at the far corner, up ahead the wall, and now it's taken to Lambert. Pitches it over to Ford. He's over the Penguins line. Back over to Lambert. Tumbling puck, centering pass, and a good poke check by Kindle to prevent the last attempt from Ford.
You're right, Joe. Kindle never gave up on that play. When it looked like there was going to be a backdoor tap-in by Ford, out of nowhere came the stick of Ben Kindle.
4 minutes gone in this third period. Penguins trailing Winnipeg 4-1. Jets out shooting the Pens now 23-22. Winnipeg has led since the first 15 seconds of the hockey game. They scored twice in the first 3 minutes. The Jets have the puck in the Penguins zone again, in behind Shilov's net, pulled out by Brunick. Sent along the boards. One-timer Stanley just wide of the net. Pionk keeps it alive at the far point, sends it deep. Far corner, Shea got in front of it. Taves tries to pull it away. Tough angle shot for the bottom of the far circle. Backhand attempt kept out on Iafalo's try, and then Shilovs is able to freeze the third attempt by Taves. Still 4-1 Winnipeg with 15:22 to go here in Canada.
Well, I like the fight from the Penguins, but where Winnipeg has had the clear advantage here this afternoon is in front of the Penguins' goal.
Yeah.
They've gone there. They've stayed there. They've had second, third, fourth, sometimes fifth opportunities. And as good as the Penguins have been, and they have been, they've been good for most of the season of defending right in front of their goal. It's not been the same here today. The Jets have had their way in front of Artur Shilovs.
That's where their first 2 goals came from. Again, in the first 3 minutes of the hockey game, 4-1 Winnipeg as this is dumped down to the Jets end. Nola Chari races after it to wave off icing. Connor Dewar tries to pull it off the boards, but sent up by Niederreiter. Now ahead to Tanner Pearson, galloping in the neutral zone. Wotherspoon slows him down. Angles him over to the wall as Erik Karlsson comes away with the puck, defended by Morgan Barron. Got it up to Blake Lizotte, though. Lizotte drags it into the Jets zone, far half wall. And now it's kicked out by Niederreiter. Raced down by Parker Wotherspoon. To Karlsson on the near side in his own end. Penguins being outshot now 25-22 to Winnipeg. The line now of Brian Rust, Sidney Crosby, and Evgeny Malkin out on the ice. Crosby far side, throws it off the end wall to the near boards. Karlsson stops it at the half wall, brings it up to the point. Now along the blue line, sends it deep to the corner for Crosby. Carries it up to the near side. Tried to slide it over to Russ, got broken up. Karlsson keeps it alive, though. Malkin above the circle. Karlsson high slot. Down over to Chris Letang, far corner to Brian Rust in the circle. And carries it over to the corner.
This really is all in. You have Letang and Karlsson out here together.
Saucer pass to Pickering. Quick shot. They're offside. Well, I thought Pickering had raced down there quickly enough, but Malkin threw a soft rolling puck over to the far point, and Pickering raced after it. Fired off a shot, but he was offside.
I'm not trying to pick on Pickering here, but he didn't race to the puck until he jumped off the boards. So between the blue line and the red line, he was very nonchalant how he came onto the ice. That's where when you're on the bench, you're watching what happens. So when you jump onto the ice, maybe you sprint to that blue line, you keep that play alive, maybe you get a great chance, maybe even score from there.
Yep.
But because when he jumped onto the ice, he was kind of slow getting up on the play. And then when he realized, oh, wait a minute, there's a puck coming out to the left point here. I better step on it. By then, he was just half a stride too late and about 3 inches outside the blue line.
Under 14 minutes to play in this hockey game. Penguins down 4-1. Here's Kendall over the Jets line. Fires it on net. Saved by Comrie. It's pulled up by Brad Lambert. He'll clear it all the way down. Puck on edge. That'll be icing by the Jets with 13:36 to go. 4-1 Jets.
Unleashing AI takes brain power and real power. From right here in Pittsburgh, EQT fuels the innovation driving the next big play. EQT, unleashing America's energy future.
The lone goal for the Penguins, a power play goal by Sidney Crosby in the final 12 seconds of the second period. Now Dan Muse has gotten the blender out. He has mixed up the lines. Ben Kindle will take this straw on the Jets and Philip Hollander to his left, Ville Koivunen to his right. And the Penguins come away with it, but Hollander is only able to get a half-hearted shot over to the far corner. Jets work it out of their zone. As Brad Lambert scoots it over into the Penguins' end far side. Rims it around the boards to the near wall. It's pulled up by Kindle, racing into the Jets zone. Got it to Koivunen. Didn't know he was going to get that pass, though, as the Jets chip it out to the neutral zone. Kindle all over Kepke, though, to keep the puck alive for the Penguins. Here's Hollander in the slot. Feeds it to Koivunen. A wrister just over the net. Ville Koivunen still searching for his first NHL goal. Actually, his first point this season with the Pens. As the Jets clear it out into the Penguins zone as Harrison Brunick will race it down. Now it's Anthony Mantha on a line with Philip Tomasino and Tommy Novak. Down to the corner it goes as Nemestikov punched into the boards. Fight for it in the far corner, and Tomasino gets thrown down by Colin Miller. Aiden Fleury on the near side pulls it up ahead of the neutral zone. Taves over to Nemestikov in the Penguin zone. Centering pass. Iafallo caught it on edge. Swept out of there by Ryan Shea. Now Logan Stanley at the near point. High slot for Pionk. Back to Stanley. Bottom of the circle. Big save by Shilovs. Hugging the near post.
Net off.
And so much momentum. Dislodged it. Now with 12:15 to go in the second period. And a 4-1 lead for the Winnipeg Jets. We will keep it here.
Archer Shilovs pushing off so hard. Just chaos once again. Chaos in front of Shilovs. Pushing off so hard from left to right. He ended up knocking the net off the mooring. I don't think he intended to do it. He just had to get over there and get up on that post as quick as possible, as defenseman Logan Stanley had a glorious opportunity. Just walked it all the way in from his left point position.
Face-off to the right of Artur Shilovs. It'll be Jonathan Taves against Tommy Novak. Taves has won over 68% of his face-offs in the last 7 games, but he loses this one. Now the Jets come away with the puck. Taves in the near corner, flipped out by Tomasino. Tommy Novak will play it on the near wall. And his pass gets stolen away by Winnipeg. Taves back in the Penguin zone. Chips it down to the far corner. Played off the end wall by Ryan Shea. Up ahead to Anthony Mantha. He slides it to Novak in full flight of the neutral zone. Gets it to Novak. Back to Tomasino. Didn't get a clean pass, so chase it down in the near corner. Novak along the boards. Tomasino downstairs to Malkin. Tries to chip it along the boards. Tomasino's got it. Whiffed on a pass. Pionk wrapped him up in behind the net. And then Malkin went tumbling down like a ton of bricks as he got joined in on the tangle. Stanley sends a fluttering puck to the far side of Shilovs. Tanner Pearson's stick goes flying into the air. He was tied up with Sidney Crosby.
Sid knocked the stick out of Pearson's hand.
Crosby in the Jets zone. Loose puck in the slot. Malkin a drive. Saved by Eric Comrie. Out at the top of his crease, and he keeps it. 4-1 Winnipeg. 11:18 to go in the second period. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank. Hey.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is Sirius XM NFL Radio.
This is Jim Miller. And I'm Pat Kerwin from Moving the Chains.
The clock is ticking to the NFL trade deadline, and we have the latest news and rumors covered.
I don't want to go anywhere. I think everybody knows that. The fan base knows that.
And the rivalry continues when Josh Allen and the Bills host Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in Week 9.
Touchdown, Kansas City! Sirius XM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
But the other thing that Connor McDavid has earned is he's earned a voice in what happens with the team. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing? I need to know, because he made it very clear in his comments, I want a chance to win and win again. That doesn't mean he gets final say. They need to listen to Connor McDavid. They need to express their views to Connor McDavid.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Penguins trailing Winnipeg 4-1. We've got 11:18 to go in regulation here from the Canada Life Center. Face off to the left of Eric Comrie. As Crosby will take the draw against Morgan Barron. Sid with the only goal for the Pens so far. Power play towards the end of that second period. As Barron wins the draw. Over to the corner. Logan Stanley fishes it over to Tanner Pearson. Up ahead to Wotherspoon. He was only able to slow it down. Niederreiter in the Penguin zone. Tough angle. He tries to go with the forehand, and Erik Karlsson broke up the shot. Stanley at the near point. Wrists one downstairs. Barron's got the loose puck. Bottom of the near circle. Curls around below the goal line. Centering pass. Puck pops up over the air and over the cage. Now for the far point. Pionk sends it deep to Wotherspoon along the boards. Karlsson fishes out the loose puck. Gets it to Brian Rust. Up ahead to Sidney Crosby now. Crosby to Malkin to Wotherspoon far side, and it's taken away by Niederreiter the other way. Pearson will backhand chip it down to the Penguins end. Both teams get a change with 10.5 to go in the second period. 4-1, the Penguins trail. In danger of seeing their point streak come to an end is here's Scheifele after a turnover from Chris Letang in the Penguin zone. Connor up to Morrissey at the near point. The DeMello snaps it over to Connor. Shot fired. Saved by Shelovs. He can't find it. Now we'll be able to freeze it. With 10:15 to go in the second period. Still 4-1 Winnipeg.
Chris Letang going for a skate. Probably saying some bad words in French right now as he burped that one up. And then the Jets knew they had the Penguins on their heels and they were just zipping it around. And once again, you just do not want to have a puck on the stick of number 81. In royal blue, Kyle Connor from that spot. Big save by Shelovs.
Yeah, the penalty shot goal, his 7th goal of the year. Now he risks one that's blockered out of the way by Shelovs, but Connor sweeps it up to the point, keeping it alive for Winnipeg. Mello at the far side, downstairs to Scheifele, gets around to Chari, now in behind the net, over to the near side. Swept up to Morrissey, walks the blue line to DeMello far point, back to Morrissey, high slot. Backhand chips it along the boards. Connor Dewar had DeMello wrapped up. Now Blake Lizotte will carry the puck out. Dewar will send it deep. Then take a hard check into the boards by DeMello. Pulled away by Lizotte in the Jet zone, near half wall. Nice move around Scheifele, down to the corner, towards the crease. Sitting puck, they score! And Nola Chari's able to punch it forward. This hard-working line gets the Penguins back on the board. It's 4-2 Winnipeg.
That's exactly right, Joe Brand. That is a hard-working shift. And what does Blake Lizotte do? He just takes it to the hoop. He's probably thinking, hey, I'd like to try to shovel this 5-hole, but I'll just take it to the net, and I'll just make things happen. And you know what? By the overhead view, this might not be a Chari. This might go to Lizotte, as I have a feeling when Comrie was scrambling to get back, the knob of his stick bumped into his own goal. Wow. This is going to be the Blake Lizotte goal. And it cuts the lead. Now the 4-2.
So instead of Achari picking up his first goal of the season, looks like Blake Lizotte will get his second.
It's the 50th of the career for Blake Lizotte. In this first goal this season with a goaltender in the net. This other one came against the Rangers.
That's right.
On opening night. It's an ENG at Madison Square Garden.
Penguins still with a fighting chance. They're down by 2, 9.5 to play here in Winnipeg. Taves in behind the net. Centering pass stolen away by Kindle. He'll get it to Brunick. On the near side, slid up ahead as Kindle's pass gets taken away. Jets are back in the Penguins zone. It's Taves far half wall, wrapped up by Brunick. As Brunick just slams him into the boards. Taves now kicking the puck over to the corner, taken away by Kindle. Ryan Shea's got it.
Don't you want to see the Penguins get one more goal just to see some itchy butts in the seats? Look out.
Here's a turnover. Iafallo, backhand shot. He sailed it high.
Oh, boy. Harrison Brunick. Sometimes for Harrison Brunick gets it, and now he's going for a skate right now, talking to himself. And the turnover by Brunick, it's a bouncing puck. That's a chance for Brunick. Just get it out of harm's way. He's right in the slot. He's trying to take a bouncing puck and kick it from his skate to his stick, and ends up turning the puck over, and the Penguins dodge another bullet. A goal by Blake Lizotte has now made it 4-2 Winnipeg. Don't go anywhere, folks. You are listening to the Penguins Radio Network, brought to you by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Steel City knows a thing or two about winners. When it comes to environmental services, WM has been winning for over 50 years. We have over 45,000 MVPs on our roster across North America, from truck drivers to sales professionals and everything in between. And right now, we're looking for Pittsburgh area professionals to join our winning team, because doing what's right for our planet is vital work, best tackled together. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and tons of other perks. Start your new career by visiting careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
Get your business in the game with Glass Mirror Fuel. We supply gas, diesel, propane, and other fuels for businesses throughout Western and Central PA. We even loan tanks and pumps. Call 800-235-9054 or visit glassmirror.com. Your power play for fuel.
No matter the occasion, there's always a reason to celebrate with a DQ ice cream cake. Creamy DQ soft serve and the chocolatey crunch center is great at any get-together. Customize yours today at DQ.com. DQ is the official ice cream and ice cream cake of the Penguins.
Welcome back to Winnipeg. Penguins trail the Jets 4-2. 8:56 to go in the third period. I don't know if you played Mega Millions last night, but there was no winner. That means next Tuesday's Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $800 million. Yeah, $800 million. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. You got to be 18 or older, and please play responsibly.
A couple of big saves by Shelovs as the puck pinballed around in front of the Penguins goaltender. 4-2, the Jets lead. 8:40 to go in regulation. Dan Muse has mixed up his lines. It's Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Brian Rust out there. As the Penguins unable to keep the puck out of their zone. It's dropped down to the near corner. Scheifele cut off by Parker Wotherspoon as Crosby will swing it over to the far side to Evgeny Malkin. Up ahead to Rust in the neutral zone. Now he gets it over to Malkin. A bit of a lead pass. The 71 will race it down, chip it off the far corner, then hit hard into the boards along the end wall by Pionk. Parker Wotherspoon interrupts a pass as Carlson will take it into the Jet zone, drop it down to the corner. No one was there, though. Pionk quickly gets it up ahead. Connor in the Penguin zone, near circle. Shot fired. Saved by Shelovs. Rebound right in front of him. He'll freeze it. 8 minutes to go in regulation. 4-2 Winnipeg.
Man, how many times have the Jets used the stretch pass to catch the Penguins flat-footed? And again, Shelovs. I've lost track. How many shots does he have? Kyle Connor. I mean, he's probably knocking on double digits. He's had so many chances. What's that? Shot number 7 for Kyle Connor. And again, Shelovs with a big blocker save to keep it 4-2.
Penguins control after the draw. They chip it out to the Jets end. Josh Morrissey in his own end sends it ahead to Barron. 7:45 to go in regulation. Penguins down by 2. Back into the Penguin zone. Niederreiter at the far corner. Got it to Pearson and behind the net. Crunched into the boards by Chris Letang, who takes the puck away, though. Blake Lizotte in this fourth line, who got the Penguins on the board once again in this third. Drops it down to the corner. Nola Chari races after it. Gets in front of Morgan Barron. Fight for the puck along the wall as Barron got a hold of it for a moment. And now chipped along the boards. Chris Letang will send it deep again. Lazat in the circle disrupts it. Taken away by Barron, though, of Winnipeg. Jets dump it down into the Penguins, and Connor Dewar with a hard hit on Barron. Loose puck swept out of there by Ryan Shea up to Chris Letang. Down to Novak into the Jets zone. Over the line. Leaves it for Shea in the near circle. Rips a shot. Caught a piece of one of the Jets. Goes over to the far corner. Here's Brad Lambert accelerating far side of the neutral zone. Dumps it down to the Penguins end far corner. Chases after his own dump in. Centering pass. Big save. Shelovs. The Penguins kick it out to the near side. Tomasino races after it. Jets dump it into the Penguins end. Now Brunick gets to it. They'll chip it out towards center ice. Tomasino settles it down. Takes it over the Jets line. Backhand chips it down to the corner. Aiden Fleury waiting for it in behind Comrie's net. He spins it around the boards. It goes all the way down to the Penguins end, though. That'll be icing by Winnipeg. 6.5 left in regulation. Penguins down 4-2.
Want some birthdays?
Let's do it.
Stuart Skinner, 27. Tyler Pitlick, 34. Zach Dalby, 36. Matt Molson, 42. Glenn Murray, 53. Ty Domi, 63. Phil Mears, 77. And the late Al Arbor, we lost him back on August the 28th, 2015 at the age of 82. If Al was still here, he'd be celebrating his 93rd birthday. Happy birthday, boys.
Happy birthday, boys. And Winnipeg Jet, who is not available today, and technically former Penguin Luke Shen turns 36 tomorrow. The Penguins have it in the Jet zone. Top line out there. Again, Malkin now with Crosby and Rust as Wotherspoon with the spin move. Brings it down to the corner. Centering pass couldn't connect. Carlson plays it off the wall to the high slot Rust. Down to the corner Crosby. Head outstretched to collect the pass. Snaps it up to the high slot Wotherspoon. Rister doesn't get through traffic. Tumbling puck. Big kick save, and the second attempt just goes wide of the net. Jets will clear it on down to the Penguins end. And that'll be icing. 5:50 to go in regulation.
I'm telling you right now, the Penguins need this strike because the iron is hot. And they've got the Jets on the run. They've got the momentum right now. They're getting glorious chances in front of... They're getting to the net is what's happening. You think about the Lazat goal. Nothing fancy there. Does he think that puck's going to go in? No, he's just... The mindset that Lazat had on his goal, just take it to the net. Make something happen by taking it to the net. He gets the generous bounces. Comrie puts it in his own net. But the Penguins are getting there, and they're staying there. They did not do that in the first two periods.
Well, the rookie line of Kindle, Koivunen, and Hollander out there now. Draw to the left of Comrie, and the Penguins control. Letang over to Shea at the point. Rister doesn't get through traffic. Hollander with a swap and a pad save from Comrie. Kindle at the far corner. Snaps it over to Letang, near point. Is Rister deflected almost home by Fleury of Winnipeg. Rebound goes all the way to the far side, now to the neutral zone, and the Jets will dump it down to the Penguins' end. They get a much-needed change. Now a stretch pass ahead to Koivunen. Over the Jets line, drops it down to the corner, pitches it along the end boards, but Pionk is there waiting for it. He snaps it over to the near side. This will be icing by the Jets again. 5:15 to go in regulation. 4-2, the Penguins trail.
Part of the frustration right now, or a little anxiety, a little angst, if you will, by the Winnipeg Jets. It's back-to-back shifts. They ice the puck. They're not feeling as frisky as they did early on in this game. They are really on their heels. But it's not going to matter if the Penguins don't get one here and make this really interesting in the last 5 minutes.
Crosby, Malkin, and Rustline out there again. Face off to the right of Comrie. Goes over to the far corner, and the Jets come away with it. Can't clear it out just yet. Over at the near point, and now they do. It's Jonathan Taves muscling it into the Penguin zone against Crosby in the near corner. Rolls along the end boards. Wotherspoon slows it down at the corner, leaves it back for Sid. Up over to Carlson. He'll hustle it to the neutral zone. Over the Jets logo to Crosby over the Jets line. Far circle towards the corner. Tried to stop on a dime, but Pionk got in the way of it. Jets clear it along the near boards. Carlson can't keep it alive. Wotherspoon in the neutral zone gets it to Malkin. Leaves it back for Carlson over the Jets line, near side. Takes it down the wing to the corner. Centering pass swept out of there by the Jets. Malkin's got it. Up top to Wotherspoon. High slot unload. Saved by Comrie. And he'll freeze it with 4:31 to go in Winnipeg.
Sidney Crosby just got absolutely drilled by Logan Stanley from behind. That shot came in, and Logan Stanley from behind, across right across the 87, hammers Sid to the ice and no call.
So we'll go to a break. Penguins are threatening, but still down by 2. 4-2 Winnipeg with 4:31 to go in regulation. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
You've got the dopest 90s hits.
On 90s on 9.
From boy bands to girl groups.
If you wanna be my lover. From ballads to bangers.
Hosted by iconic former MTV VJ Downtown Julie Brown.
And Grammy winner singer-songwriter Lisa Loeb.
90s on 9.
Channel 9. And listen at home with the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
View the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157.
4:31 to go here in Winnipeg with the Penguins trailing 4-2. And if the Penguins score, you know what that means, fans. You win a free Big Mac. Be sure to download your McDonald's app. Receive a free Big Mac with purchase anytime this year that the Penguins score in the final 5 minutes of the game. Offer is valid 3 days following the game when the Penguins score. Here's the Jets in the Penguins zone, though, as a 2-on-1 turned into a 2-on-2. They almost set up Connor once again. And the Penguins back in the Jets zone. It's Mantha slinging it over far side. Trying to get a touch pass back to Letang. Have to play it off the wall as Connor gets in the mix in the corner. Backhanded pass goes off the skate of Tomasino. Up over to Carlson. At the far half wall, he blows a tire. Can't handle it. Now it's coughed up. The Jets on a breakaway. Scheifele all alone. And he shoots it high of the net.
Oh my goodness, Anthony Mantha putting it right on the tape of Kyle Connor to Scheifele. I've lost track of how many clear-cut breakaways, 2-on-1, odd man breaks. The Penguins living on the edge, man.
3:40 to go in regulation. Penguins are still down by 2. Malkin chips it into the Jet zone, but right to Neil Pionk. As Logan Stanley pushes it up ahead to Jonathan Taves. A little bit out of his reach, but still swept down to the Penguins' end behind Domestikov. Sheilov stops it in behind his net. Leaves it for Ryan Shea. Up ahead to Crosby, who plays it off the wall. His pass goes off the skate of Jonathan Taves into the Jets' end. And now the Jets take it back. Here's Iafallo in the Penguin zone. Far circle. Shot fired. Saved by Sheilov's. Rebound pops out. Goes over to the far corner. Malkin sweeps it away. Gets it up to Crosby. Crosby hustling it to the neutral zone. He's got Russ to his right. They're over the Jets line, but sandwiched around too many blue sweaters as Pionk gets it to go the other way. Domestikov dumps it down to the Penguins end far corner. And behind the net, Parker Ford rolls it along the wall with less than 3 minutes to go here in Winnipeg. Penguins down by 2. Up along the near boards, Rust has it, escapes it out to Koivunen. He's got it to the neutral zone. Sheilov's high at the top of the crease. Still standing there, though, as the Jets crank it around the boards. It goes all the way down to the Penguins' end. Not far enough for icing.
You gotta look for Sheilov to come off soon. The Penguins down 2.
Mantha chips it off the official on the far side, gets it into the Jets zone. Slows down at the half wall. Cross ice pass looking for Koivunen. Went off a Jets stick as Brunick teed up a one-timer. That got blocked. Fight for the puck in behind the net. It's pitched over to the near side. Brunick in the corner to Koivunen as Sheilov's well out of his net, but still has yet to leave his post. Now he goes. Shea far half wall. Wrister sizzles wide of the net. Over to the near half wall, it's Koivunen. Empty net for the Penguins. They trail 4-2. 2 minutes to go here in Winnipeg. Played up to Crosby at the point. Slides it to Brunick in the high slot. Penguins get a bit of a change here. Oh, too many men on the ice. They just avoided the penalty. Koivunen to the corner. Up to Crosby. High slot. Crosby fires. Went wide of the net. And skims the netting with 1:47 to go in regulation. 4-2.
Oh, boy.
The Jets lead.
Yeah, Mantha just drilled Morrissey from behind. Morrissey's down, and the Jets are hot.
Ville Koivunen just caught a couple of jabs upstairs from Parker Ford. And right now, one of the trainers is out on the ice.
Check on Morrissey. Now Morrissey gets up, and he is letting Mantha know about it. Oh, that was a cross-check by Mantha. As Morrissey just came in to just kind of bump Mantha, and I'm not sure if Mantha intended to cross-check him right in the face because Morrissey was bent over, or was he just got a stick up to protect himself? Anyways, his stick went right into the yap of Morrissey.
And Mantha was almost looking the other way, too, when he put his hands up. But again, the Penguins probably should have been called for too many men on the ice. They dodge a bullet there. They're down by 2. They've got the empty net. 6-on-5 for the Penguins with 1:47 to go here in Winnipeg. As the Penguins have yet to give up an empty net goal this season. They haven't had too many chances to. Now they need 2 in less than 2 minutes. Face off to the right of Comrie. Sid to take the draw against Scheifele. He wins it. To Letang at the point. Backhand shovels it down around the boards. Tumbles to the end wall, up to the near half boards. Connor tries to swat it out. Can't. Crosby cranks it around the wall. Over to Letang, far half boards. Hustled down, sent it deep again. As Crosby ran into Stanley, just took the brunt of the hit.
That was the old Peter Forsberg reverse hit by Stanley on Sid.
Now played ahead to Connor. A chance for the empty net. He fires. He scores. Kyle Connor with his second goal of the night. The first one a penalty shot. The second one an empty netter. And the Winnipeg Jets with a 5-2 lead. 1:21 to go here in Canada.
Pretty nifty pass there by Gabe Velarde. Under pressure right in front of his own bench. And just sent it cross ice to send it to the right guy. He's not going to miss. Kyle Connor goes bullseye on the ENG. 5-2 Jets.
Well, the Penguins had the last 2 goals after Winnipeg grabbed a 4-0 lead. They had some good push, but the hole that they had dug themselves was just too much to come through. As Tomasino with a flashy move into the Jets zone, but then was unable to finish off a shot, gets sandwiched around a couple of Winnipeg players. Spun around the boards to the near side. Fought for and won by Brad Lambert. Flipped over to the near side for Hayden Fleury. Corner, he backhand chips it up to the far boards. As Tomasino keeps it alive in the Jets zone, fires it on net, blockered out of there by Comrie. 40 seconds to go here in Winnipeg. Tommy Novak with a turnaround pass to Tomasino in the corner. He shovels it over for a centering pass taken by Winnipeg. Dumped back in by the Penguins with 30 to play. Hayden Fleury taking his time. The Jets make a change. The Penguins' point streak is going to come to an end after 8 straight games. The Penguins' first regulation loss in over 2 weeks as Blake Lizotte hustles towards the crease. Patted out of there by Comrie. 9 seconds to go. Dewar in the corner. One-timer Wotherspoon didn't get all of it. Here comes Pearson on a bit of a breakaway in the Penguin zone. Whiffed on a pass. Second attempt kept out. And that'll do it. Well, the Jets scored 2 goals in the first 2 minutes. They never looked back from there. A bit of a push from the Penguins. They get within 2 in this third period. They cough up their first empty net goal of the season. And their 8-game point streak comes to an end. The Penguins fall to 8-3-2 with a 5-2 loss to Winnipeg here today.
Yeah, not that it matters much, but I think that Ryan Shea got called for a penalty there right at the 20-minute mark of the third period. Yeah, this one here, to have that kind of start against this team in this building, like I mentioned a few times, there's a lot of time left on the clock, but anytime there was a push from the Penguins, a bigger pushback from the Jets. I thought that Comrie was really good when he had to be good. There just was not the consistency from the Penguins, and they weren't prepared. They weren't prepared to play the kind of defensive hockey, the kind of physical hockey that you have to play against the Winnipeg Jets. It's a big, and listen, they didn't have their captain, Adam Lowry, at 6'5", 215 pounds. He was not in the lineup here tonight. He's usually a bull in a china shop, and the Penguins just were not ready to defend, I think, hard enough in front of Arthur Shilas. Shilas was not great either. So this was a team loss. There was nobody that really shined in this game. It seemed to be a struggle, an uphill battle. Penguins were chasing all afternoon.
The Jets pick up their 9th win of the season. They move up to 18 points along with the Pittsburgh Penguins. But again, Penguins see their 8-game point streak come to an end, fall to Winnipeg 5-2. We'll take a break. While Steigerwald and Brian Metzer will start the post-game conversation before Borky and I wrap up a few more things here from Canada. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's crunch time. The Shop and Save Tailgate Zone giveaway is happening right now until December 21st. Grab game day snacks that bring the energy and enter for your shot to win a free tailgate party valued up to $450. Just head in store, find the Tailgate Zone signs, and scan the QR code to enter online. One tailgate party is given away every week. Submit an entry each week to be eligible. Shop, save, enjoy life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See store for official rules.
Hi, Joe Stefka here for NSS Life. For well over a century, we've been providing a smarter, more affordable way to deliver financial security for families across America.
And hi, this is Phil Bork. NSS Life is a great company that continues to offer charitable, social, and educational opportunities. Plus, their annuities ensure that your money is safe and grows every single day.
NSS Life, where family matters.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, "Shoot it" from the cheap seats, and scream, "Ref, you suck," like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you, and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt, USA, Buffalo, New York.
MJ Steel City has 375 20-ounce Labatt Blue drafts during all Pens games.
What are two things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit UPMCSportsMedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is Phil Bork, the old 2-9er. Smith's is the official hot dog of the Pittsburgh Penguins and PPG Paints Arena, with recipes over 85 years old. Ask for Smith's hot dogs by name at Giant Eagle and other fine retailers. Smith's, it's a hot dog night in Pittsburgh. SmithsHotDogs.com.
This is the Rivers Casino Penguins Live postgame show.